Okay. Sonder,
Sonder.
how are you doing today?
I don't know yet.
Well, first let me find your map somewhere in here as I drag the player tab down. Here it is. Sonder, you wake up!
We're loading in.
You're loading in?
We're loading in. I mean, there's a lot of tiny things on this map. There we go.
Yeah. You wake up, Sonder. How was your
Wake
sleep
up.
last night?
Probably fine. I don't think Sonder sleeps very, not poorly, but like I think he just ceases.
Gotcha. So, Sonder, why don't you walk us through your morning routine?
Ah.
What's
Oh
wrong,
boy.
Sonder?
I fucking know this morning. Are you kidding
Well,
me?
mayhaps a good guide will show you, such as taking one step or taking a second step.
Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, J-Man.
What's wrong,
Um,
Nico?
don't don't look at me. Um,
Sonder, you get up out of your bed, you look at your window, you see your reflection. Yep, still you.
still him for sure.
That's right. You look around your room, you see all these various papers and things like that. You think you have anything important to do today, Sonder?
I feel like you're about to tell me.
No,
No.
no. You tell me.
Okay.
You're Sonder. I don't get to decide for you. You live your own life because you're Sonder, right?
He does it. Sure. Um. You know what? He's the Tide Man now, so he probably has something he's got to do, whether he wants to or not.
Why? That's a good point. In fact, you seem to vaguely remember one Julius Tier just one day calling you up because boy, he's just like that one guy who just won't stop texting you once you give out your phone number, you know. You just
That's
got a nice message Julius Tier saying, "Oh, hey, Sonder, I need the Tide Captain down in Haunted District because apparently there's been a ghost sighting or something out there. Blah blah blah. I'm Julius Tier and I like swords.
I think you meant boats.
You know, both are factually correct.
All right, I guess. I guess he's going to the haunted district.
Yep. Sonder, you take some steps out. You unlock the door to your room to your kitchen, and then
He taps little
tap the little
taps on the
doll.
head.
Gives
Taps
you a
little
little
doll.
wiggle back.
Yeah.
You
Gets a
walk
little wiggle from
through.
the doll.
You walk past your, quite frankly, interesting sideways cabinet, chair under table here, whatever the fuck that is, your oven, your other oven.
All of his ovens.
Walk through your living room out to your meeting room, of course. You have had a lot of people come by here, especially recently. How do you feel about that, Sonder?
Um. Okay. I mean, he runs a detective agency. He wants. If people are coming by, that means he's getting business. As
That's
long as they're
good.
not. As long as they're staying in this room, not going anywhere else.
Yeah, that's good. Sonder, you continue to approach, you go up to your nightmarish doormat, and you hold your hand on the door, and you begin to crack it open and leave. And you know what, Sonder? You you just got like one of those feelings that today is going to be a really, really good day.
Is it?
Hey, Sonder.
Hey, Sonder.
Today
Oh,
fucking sucks.
what the? Oh,
Sonder,
oh.
you walk outside of your door and you see a guy just standing here right next to you, first thing in the morning, fucking squatting on the ground, holding what appears to be a sandwich that has like 6 different types of meat and just a abhorrently small amount of veggies. And he's just full on dipping this sandwich into what looks to be like a fucking like mustard and mayo sauce and is taking bites out of it here on the sidewalk in public. Oh, hey, Sandy. He stands up and looks at you. Oh, glad to see you're finally awake. He pats you on the shoulder, Sonder.
Sonder stiffens. What's Maxie's what's his
What's
title again?
Vice Chief.
Okay. Higgins.
What's wrong? You look a little tired today. Wake up on the wrong side of bed this morning? Takes a step back. Takes another bite of his nightmare of a sandwich.
Sonder, not entirely surprised to find Higgins down here, but, but annoyed nonetheless. Did you need something from me?
Of course, it's a work day. Think you could just get off scot-free today, huh?
Sonder looks back up at his apartment. And you came to my apartment.
Of course. After all, you were late.
Sonder looks up at the sun. Is he
Sonder,
late?
no.
No! you know what? Fine. He's like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, well, he kind of like leans down and starts wagging his finger in front of your face like an obnoxious jackass, Sonder. Well, that's why you got good old Maxie Higgins to look up to, right? After all, I'm the shining star of getting shit done. He kind of gives a little stretch. You almost hear a bone pop in his back as he straightens out, and he literally just re-wraps up a sandwich and puts it into his fucking coat like a fucking sword being sheathed. Alright, so he kind of like leans back a little bit and looks you right in the eye. Yeah, so pretty eventful day since you've been taking a nap. Yeah, so there's been a murder.
What time is it?
What time is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like 9 a.m.
Okay. Sonder says nothing.
Yeah, no, Sonder, you hear Max Higgins just exclaim, yeah, no, there's been a murder, super casually, after he just sheathed his nightmare of a sandwich.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He squints at Maxie.
Give me...
Can I, yeah, let's vibe check Maxie.
Alright, give me a roll to die.
Roll to die. I don't... Roll to die.
Alright, so, Sonder, you pingus upon Maxie Higgins, and he, you feel him, and it's like, God, how do I put this? You ever see this man has an intense, yeah, Pingus the Hingus, this guy has an intense, almost like mirthless energy to him. You look at him, and despite someone who just exclaimed, yeah, no, there's been a murder, absolutely no signs of fucking like, ooh, that sucks, or oh shit, that's exciting from him, as if there's just a day-to-day thing.
Fair enough.
Yeah, we're thinking might probably Riviera work, especially since with the... especially with us cracking down on them so much now, they're probably screaming to get shit done. But, not like we can just crack down their door and point fingers anyways, we haven't even cleaned up the body yet.
Do we know who was killed?
No, not yet. That's why we have to go and check it out. I already got some boys down
We.
there investigating. Yeah, we. You think you're just getting out of work free today, Sandy? You know, that really disappoints me. He kind of puts his hands to his hips and shakes his head down while looking at the floor.
Sonder blinks.
He's like, yeah, we hired you after all. You used to be he snaps his fingers, a PI, right? Supposed to be good at this type of thing, right? Unless that was a lie.
Sonder wills actively, so the expression on his icon intensifies.
Oh, by the way, do you have control of this sound?
I do.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Yeah, well, what do you say? Want to go see a dead body?
It looks like he's going to say something and then just like kind of motions for Maxie to lead the way.
Maxie just kind of gives you a slight weird old man smile, and he starts walking this direction. As he walks by, he pats this man on the shoulder and keeps on going. You recognize this? This is the standard IPD outfit right here. Used to be a lot more of these guys on the streets than nowadays, of course. Hell, there's none of them on the streets anymore nowadays. You and Maxius Higginsus head off in the direction
the Maxiest of Higgins.
Yeah, you head off in the direction of a murder. Let me grab the player tab. Now to scroll way through to find this because everything's everywhere right now. And I just gotta dance through it.
Dance, J-Man, dance.
Yeah, that's how they get me. From up here, you and Maxie Higgins head down past this place. You keep on going. You walk by this apartment building right here. Not a lot of people really live here nowadays. Apparently, it only really has 2 real tenants, other than a few small outliers. You walk through, and as you keep on walking down, Sonder, give me a quick roll to die.
Roll to die. Oh.
Okay, I'm going to roll something really quick.
Okay.
Okay, don't worry about it.
I'm not.
You and Max, yeah, of course you're not. You're Sonder, after all.
I'm worried about that.
Sonder, Maxie Higgins walks you up to here, and in front of you see 2 IPD guards, what appears to be standing outside of this building. You look here. This is supposed to be some kind of small residence, almost like a rental home of sorts. The interior of this place has been renovated so many times that they don't normally see too many people coming through here, and this place changes a lot. You don't like it. You don't like that. You're like a cat. Maxie kind of waves it to these guys, and he turns around and looks at Sonder. Alright, so how are you with Gore?
Fine, I guess.
He kind of chuckles that. Well, we'll see. You two head
Sonder
inside.
becomes exhausted.
You enter the interior of this house. Inside, you immediately... What?
We enter the interior of this house.
Yeah. You enter in, you look around, and first things you see is you see a big old splattering of blood all over the damn place. You almost see a strange kind of you just kind of almost see just like a splattering, an almost obscene amount of blood just kind of sprays around here everywhere, covering the books, covering the floors, as you see a streak leading to a man who's piled into the corner way up here. Sonder, why don't you give me a really quick roll to die?
What should be another 12? 14.
14,
We're
okay.
moving up in the world.
By the way, at any point, due to the new mechanics, you can choose to lock in literally whenever you wish, so if you ever want to lock into something, you can. But in this moment, you look around, and the first thing you immediately notice is a crackling of glass on the ground right here. Almost like kind of tracing in where the blood begins and it continues to go off. Maxie walks up to this guy right here and goes, "Alright, what do you got so far?" This dude right here gives a quick salute and puts his hand down. "So far, we've investigated the scene. It would appear the victim died of 2 gunshot wounds, one at point blank range next to his ear, ripping his ear off, the second to his back. Sonder, you look around. What do you think it is?"
He's looking the other to his back, so the guy tried to get away. One would
Yeah.
assume. What is this? Does this glass have any kind of like what is this? What kind of like it's not a window, obviously.
Yeah. You look at it, Sonder. You look at it. You rolled well enough before. You kind of look at this. It almost appears to around the glass. There almost appears to be like a smattering of like a weird like white and bluish dust, kind of containing. You think a bit about it. And you think about it a bit harder. It's almost something akin to that of a snow globe, but not quite like. Not quite like the standard. There was nothing inside of this one. Whatever it was would have just been something you would shake around to watch it for the dazzlement of it, if anything.
Mm.
Alright. Anything disturbed other than this shit? It would appear that something went through their room. We haven't had time to investigate that yet. Alright. Maxie Higgins takes a step up and puts his hand on your shoulder, Sonder. "So, Sandy, what do you think?"
Annoyed.
Annoyed.
Annoyed. Sonder kind of he looks around. Is this like there's no like footprints or anything. Is this blood like this is like a is this a trail or a drag mark?
That would appear to be a drag mark. Why don't you, give me another, like, roll to die really quick? Okay.
Ugh.
This isn't a hard challenge. I'll only roll a 2d6 against you. Oh, you beat it by 1. Wow. You look, Sonder, and the first thing you see throughout this massive splattering of blood, you kind of see what appears to be like handprints through here, just kind of randomly spattered throughout, and it would appear as if whoever this was tried to drag themselves this way.
Okay, that's what I thought. And this was just dropped, right? Like this doesn't.
Yeah,
look
that's
like it made impact with anything, or was it just like it just fell?
It looks like it just fell, whatever it was.
Alright, so
You mentioned no
fucking around
footprints
in
or whatever. I will actually point you to right here. You notice a small set. Yeah, you see that right there in the blood?
Oh, I did. Shit.
You see a small set of blueprints going through here, but before it gets much further, it would appear as whoever went this way almost noticed that they were leaving a trail and then walked back and tried to like swipe away their blood. Obviously they didn't do a good job of it, but you can kind of see that still here. They were going this direction.
In this direction? Alright, Sonder doesn't talk to Maxie Higgins.
Higgins watches you go through that way as he walks up to the fucking dead body. Sonder, you enter this room. You look around. You see a bed, a few small barrels that contain what appear to contain just random assortments of shit. A bookshelf, of course, a lamp, and a nightstand smattered with random papers and other things.
Does anything look like it was like actively disturbed in here? I mean, obviously out here is a fucking disaster, but
give me a roll to do.
Bip.
Nice. Look at him go.
Look at him go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to even contest that. You look around, Sonder, as your Sond brain activates, and you you notice right here there appears to be underneath the table a small hatch of sorts. It looks almost like a safe of some kind.
Ah. Sonder moves this thing.
You move it out of the way. I can't move it because underneath 1,000
I,
lighting layers.
I understand.
But you pop pass through it and you see. Actually, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah.
Let me just. Eh, eh, Oh no, not the floor dirt.
The floor dirt. The
All
floor
right.
dirt's warding you.
You see a small hatch here, Sonder. You crack it open, you look through, and it appears to be a space for random possessions, albeit it looks like it was recently torn through. Many pieces or parts were taken through this in an almost random like assortment, as if somebody was just tearing through it to find something.
Hmm.
Oh fuck, Maxie Higgins still has his I'm dead dice.
Maxie Higgins is dead.
Let me just heal his I'm dead dice really quick.
Still a corpse.
Still a corpse, even in the past. It's how they get you. Time to revive
That's
Maxie Higgins in the past because he's more powerful now than you could ever imagine.
he can't be stopped. Maxie Higgins is a god in the past.
All right, Sonder, you go through and you find that you see a random assortment of papers and things. You actually look at the papers for a second. They almost seem alchemical in nature, as if somebody was strolling down and writing through a bunch of random shit like things such as formulas to provide to fill in the magic gaps in occultic circles, things for crafting different types of potions or brews, even implying magical aspects to objects that didn't already have magic in them.
Hmm. Okay. Is anything like this happening like elsewhere, or is this like the first
Why don't you give
of
me a
this like
roll to
theme
die?
of murders? To die.
Hmm. I'll let you redo that one because
Okay.
I'll give you two on here because you found a pretty decent amount of stuff.
Bip.
Okay. So, you think about it, Sonder, and not necessarily murders, but there has been a strange string of robberies recently throughout multiple places throughout Indigo. Specifically, a lot of these places have been in Seaside for the most part. However, occasionally a robbery will happen in Old Town, this being one of the cases. You kind of think to yourself a little bit, and it's somewhat similar of home disturbed in some way, and then an almost thrashing and trashing nature taken through as as almost if somebody was desperately looking for something.
Is it the same kind of thing where like there's obviously some kind of like magical element involved? Is it the same like theme of alchemy and occult nonsense?
Uh, Somewhat, yes. However, occasionally it is just a rich douchebag who had his fancy things stolen. It's usually, however, something with magic inside of it in some way, shape, or form. It's ranged from a few things. It's ranged from various baubles and trinkets and other such things. However, it has also contained things such as there's these obelisks that can be found out in the more centric windrows that have runic carvings on them that have been imported out. A lot of rich folks from Seaside like those. They emit pretty lights. Those have been going missing recently as well.
Okay, so someone is stealing magical objects.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You hear a noise come from come from the fucking living room from Maxie fucking Higgins. Yo, Sandy, come over here.
Sonder immediately grows exhausted again.
Yeah, you wilt immediately as you vibe your direction this way. Sonder, as you approach, give me another roll to die.
Yeah, we'll keep it. We'll keep it blue.
Oh, interesting.
What?
Anyways,
Ugh.
anyways,
Anyways, Sonder doesn't look at it directly. Instead, engages Maxie again.
Higgins kind of looks down at this guy for a second. Yeah, looks like whoever this was shot to hell. Whoever it was, well, that's kind of an obscene amount of blood, don't you think? Someone shot.
Sonder regards the blood.
He kind of thinks for a second. Yeah, it looks like whoever this guy was might have been drugged right before he got killed. He walks up and pokes the body.
Sonder kind of like, what makes you think that? He quietly pings this thing.
Oh, you're quietly pinging this thing?
Very quietly, a gentle ping. He
Give me
doesn't
a
look at it. He's just
Give me
like,
a roll to die to ping.
Roll to ping. Hold on. Can he lock something?
You may.
No, he'll roll first. No, he'll ping. Bip.
Alright. Okay.
Just
Sonder.
ping.
You ping this thing. You kind of think to yourself a little. You feel this thing. This thing is watching you in specific, Sonder. It's looking at you.
Watching Sonder watch it quietly.
It's looking at you, Sonder. I mean, it is looking at you.
Oh.
It is looking at you, and you almost feel a kind of weird vibe from it. Sonder,
Sonder.
this isn't from right now.
Ah.
Almost as if a record scratch occurs. Time skips forward, just almost randomly, as you and Higgins suddenly are over here, and you look back, and that thing, whatever it was, is gone. You kind of think to a little bit to yourself, then you shrug and look back at Higgins. Well, that looks like that's about it. So, what do you say we take a stop by the Riviera Speakeasy, see if there's anybody there who can tell us something?
So, is Sonder aware of the skip? Is this something he felt in his bones, or is he just
Are
like,
you?
I don't know, J-Man!
Are you aware of the skip, Sonder?
He saw the thing.
Yes, you did.
I think he is. I think he is aware.
Nice. You know, Higgins just kind of talks at you for a little bit, and Sonder, you kind of think to yourself about whatever the fuck that was. Alright, so let's get going. He kind of he drops his swing, walks over and pats his guy on the shoulder. Get some people in here, clean this shit up. Stock will be pretty upset if this remains a little too dirty for too long, you know? The guy just nods as Higgins continues to walk out the door. You follow him, Sonder.
I guess so. He looks back at where the thing was and does a quick ping to see if is it still there? Is it anywhere?
You can roll
is it
to
gone
ping.
Forever? Roll to ping, I guess. Roll to ping.
It's not there.
Okay. He notes that that happened.
Mm-hmm.
Does not acknowledge. He has not acknowledged a single one of these guys. Not once. Not a single time. And he never
Nice.
does. This isn't new to them.
That's fine. Okay. Sonder, as we exit, roll me a 1d9.
Excuse me?
Roll me a 1d9.
Okay. Does the slash go before or after the R?
Before.
Or the R? Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
Sonder,
Sonder.
you exit the building with Maxie Higgins and give me a sec as I find the map. You're back at home!
Oh.
Today's been a long day, Sonder. Went out, did a bunch of bullshit. Today's been kind of whack, hasn't it? You know, after all, today's the day you had to go out and just, God, you had to talk to so many people. It was kind of annoying.
And we're done now? It's done now?
Yeah, your day's just kind of wrapped up. It's all nice and over. You know what, Sonder? It might be a good time to take a seat.
No.
No? Okay.
No. No, his day is done. He's gonna go. Sonder doesn't regularly sleep. He only sleeps sometimes. Generally, what he does at night is he finds a spot in the city and he vibes there for the night, and he just kind of hangs out there. Sometimes he migrates. He kind of wanders the city at night most of the time. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he does crawl into bed and sit there. But I feel like
where in the city would he go to vibe?
I don't know. Let's see. I feel like he's got a few places he goes to vibe. Where he hangs out. The park is one of them. The area where the cat was. He used to hang around the Illman train, but obviously not anymore.
Yeah.
Places where people are during the day, but really aren't at night.
Aren't at night. Okay.
Places that become like oddly abandoned at night, that become like almost alien in how quiet they are.
Yeah, I gotcha. I think I know. I think I know a good place for that. Sonder, you re-enter your home and you head right out. Let me find where this map is because fuck.
He's gonna take one of the shitty pops out of his.
Yeah, take one of your shitty sodas. You got any Cosmo sodas in there, Sonder?
It's all Cosmo sodas. Are you kidding
Oh,
me?
nice. Very nice.
There.
Roll me a. Hey, Jay, who's watching right now, roll me a Cosmo roll for how good her soda is.
Is it Donkey Fizz?
Pretty decent today.
Yeah, it's Donkey Fizz today.
Sonder's got a Donkey Fizz. Fantastic.
Here we go. Sonder! I'll drag and drop you.
Oh, we're here. We're here where Sonder had to watch Tyr be bullied by a large man.
Yeah. Sonder, you're here.
He's here.
And you're fucking vibing, you know? This place has been particularly busy recently. Especially with all the hustle and bustle about the city and all the constant changes. What's a good theme for this? Let's see. Let me go here. Is a good one? No. Yeah, it's a good one. Sonder, you're here, and you're why don't you roll to vibe?
Okay. That's a roll to die?
Yeah.
roll to
Might still be
vibe.
locked in.
Yeah, he's still red. Actually, I'm gonna change it to... Actually, no. No, his red is fine for this.
Nice. How's he feeling tonight?
Better, now that he's kind of in his... in a more welcoming element for a Sonder.
Okay. So, why don't you roll me as you walk around and continue to vibe a little? Roll me a
Yeah,
1d5.
he just vibes. Okay. /1d. Yep.
Sonder,
Sonder.
you continue walking around, and you feel a hand place upon your shoulder as you walk through.
Uh-huh.
Evening. Takes a step forward. Over the last few days, this one hasn't had time to forget you because you've been acquiring a lot of items from him. Just not enough time to slip between the gaps. Are you perhaps here to pick up another shipment? I'm afraid the most recent shipment of masks isn't quite ready yet.
Sonder takes this in, accepts that he's been remembered yet again.
Considers maybe putting more time between his visits.
He notes the state of this current relationship and kind of gives a little shrug and is like, nah, I was just out for the night.
Oh, I can kind of understand that. There is a certain quiet to the night that's desirable. I have to admit, I miss my train in times like this. He says, watching.
Yeah, Sonder nods. He also likes the night. He also misses the train.
Being flanked on all sides by ancient artifacts, I have to make do with the current artifact that is the city of Indigo. He almost grumbles to himself, shaking his head slightly. But just the same, it's not entirely bad. It's fall. People are afraid of the dark and, I suppose the biting cold. So, I usually have the city all to myself.
Considers the cold. Sonder considers, like, oh yeah, it's fall.
Oh yeah, it's actually kind of chilly. I mostly have the city to myself on nights like these, so I do like to wander about. I do have a curiosity, though. He sort of scratches his beard and gets a somewhat, like, warm smile, I guess. How have the Tide been enjoying my masks?
Well, Sonder, how have they been enjoying his masks?
Well, I'm judging by Karsh. I was... You know what, Bunny? You've got a few Tide boys. You're the... How are they? How are they doing?
Okay. Let's, hold on. First of all, we're rolling for the easy one. Oh, right. You remember the day you gave Karsh his mask? We're gonna go doink. Oh, this is almost dead, Karsh. I forgot.
This is
Here, I got you.
The swordsman fight, Karsh.
I got you. Here.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Wife.
Oh boy. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You remember handing the mask over to Karsh and he immediately put it on his face, and the warping energies contained within the mask seemed to combine well with Karsh's own. It immediately adhered, provided not only a certain degree of facial protection, it also seemed to immediately hide Karsh's disfiguration on the right side of his face. He loved it. He loved it to death, is the best way to put it. He adored this mask. Next up... You knew it was coming.
I'm sorry, Bryn. I'm sorry, Bryn.
Let's
Except
see.
I guess I'm not, because you want Seymour killed.
Time to roll to die for Seymour. Yeah, you would lock in this one. Ah! Seymour! You gave Seymour an accursed mask from Betel Omen, and despite everything, it seems like Seymour decided to give this a shot. He humored it to the best of his ability, quietly asked its purpose, and when you said, more or less, it protects your face, he nodded, he took it, and he decided to humor you.
I'm glad. You know what? I feel like it's the most I can ask from Seymour.
Seymour seemed to be fine, and let's go for a third.
Yeah,
oh boy.
They'll reflect the overall
Yes.
tide sentiment.
Let's throw out
I should make a mask variant for Siren.
Hey, did you get Tira mask?
You know what?
Yeah.
It'll be funny if he did. I don't think Tyr needs one.
It was between
because of-
Tyr and Sam.
Ah!
Who would you rather give a mask to, Tyr or Sam?
There are two buttons, Nico.
Yes.
Oh no! You're making me pick between my boys!
Yeah. Listen, Seymour had to have a slot.
You know, fuck. Now I have to think. I thought, okay, so considering the masks are for them are for mostly the purpose of them mostly is to help the ones who can't perceive ghosts to be able to like see what they're fighting. Yeah. Tyr doesn't need one.
Tyr does not.
So Sam would be the one to get one because I don't think he would bother getting one for Tyr. Tyr doesn't need any help fighting ghosts.
You remember handing the mask over to Sam, and yeah, that's Sam.
Is Sam still dying?
Oh yeah, this is just how Sam lives his life.
Oh, that's right, because Sam has unmanageable depression.
Yeah, Sam, yes.
Someone had to do with one.
Sam! Oh, holy shit, Sonder, you came in with a sack full of masks and it was like Christmas for all three of them. Sam loves his mask. You can tell because you can feel it. No one else can perceptibly tell. I just... Thanks.
Sam quietly elated.
And you just feel the fireworks going off in his head. And yeah, so apparently Operation Give Masks to the Tide was a rousing success.
Oh, my kids.
They rolled very well. They get to have nice things.
They get to have nice... I'm so glad Sam gets to have a nice thing. Oh my god. Sam, please have nice things. Sonder actually, he smiles and he's like, they're taken to them pretty well.
Well, that's good. I have to say, I was, a little surprised that the tide would lean on my expertise, but I can't say I'm not flattered. His tail is sticking straight up. The Peacock Man is delighted.
The Peacock Man. Yeah, Sonder nods and is like, well, you are one of the best mages I know.
Oh.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Sonder feeds the peacock.
You feed the peacock and you feel him puff up to his full height. Well, I'm glad that the Tide's Edge recognizes my expertise. Should you need of me at any point, should you need of me at any hour, feel free to stop by the university. I'm currently bunking on campus. They stole my house, you see.
Sonder does know. Sonder is aware.
Sonder was there for that.
Sonder was there. Sonder like, yeah, real shame about the train.
He thinks to himself, well, I did manage to pull aside a good selection of artifacts from the train before it was handed over. All they needed was the train itself. Most of my goods are still under my possession. They're just over in a warehouse now. He sort of chuckles, letting slip. So, most of my valuables are still with me. I'm thinking of adorning my classroom with them. All of them are legal, of course, cleared with the cleared with the local government. He says that in a way to imply as if he has artifacts that are not legal.
Yeah, no, Saunder's like, yeah, of course.
He strokes his beard. If at any point you have a curiosity for what other artifacts I have in stock, I could, of course, show you what I have if the tide needs anything. I could use some money.
Sonder, visibly excited about curses. Like, Saunder's like, yeah, I think I'll take you up on that.
he nods.
He
and
says,
bows.
not consulting Tyr about further cursing the tide.
Well, I look forward to doing business with you and the tide in the future. Thank you again. He bows deeply and starts to walk back over to the university, smiling and swinging his cane around in his hands.
Yes, Peacock fed.
He had a great day. That was excellent. You successfully fed the
You
peacock.
fed him.
Oh,
He's grown
Peacock
in power.
fed.
Hey, take a bond up for the
Oh,
peacock.
God.
Yeah.
The
Oh,
peacock.
let me see. I'll
It's-
bond up on here.
The peacock a potable bond? I
Oh,
think
yeah.
so.
Oh
Yes,
yeah, you can launch
absolutely.
that. Yeah, add that to the snack
Okay.
pack.
Get out of here,
Uh,
Tyr and
Peacock.
Atreus. It's time. Sond. And now I grab the peacock, whoever the fuck he is. Oh god, there's so many of them on here. This one's not organized in the slightest.
Oh god, not even close to it.
Welcome
Not
to
even
Bond
close.
Up Hell, J-Man.
Yeah,
It's-
Sonder.
fuck.
Sonder
There he
feels
is.
great. Had some good vibes. Fed a peacock.
Adds that to
He's-
the number of bonds he can consume.
He's captaining the tide. He's
Here
the
we
captain
go.
of the tide who captains the tide.
Nah.
Eh.
Aww.
Enjoy your snack pack,
I
Sonder.
will enjoy my snack pack. Sonder adds turkey leg to his lunchbox.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that conversation, Sonder?
Pretty good. Those were good vibes. Peacock
Okay.
always gives off great vibes when he's being fed.
Nice.
If you fluff the peacock's feathers, he gives off great vibes.
Yes.
Yeah. You stay in here any longer, or are you gonna head out?
He probably meanders a little bit more, takes in the ambient stillness of it, and then wanders off.
Okay. You enjoy the quiet night. You embrace you kind of just you really dig it. You vibe it. Do you remain in the? Do you remain wandering the city at night, or do you go home?
Feels real good. Let's roll for it. Let's find out. Does Sonder retire to his home, or does he wander about? Alright, let's see. Hold on, you know what? I'm gonna drop this and do it again. Because that roll gives me no information.
Very fair.
How do I drop? There it is. Let's just drop that entirely. To go home.
Okay.
He goes away for a little bit.
Nice. So, Sonder, you get up, you dust yourself off. This was a good night. This was a good night for you. Very nice. So you head out and you go home, embracing that tonight was good. Sonder,
Sonder.
tonight fucking sucks. You and Higgins have been wandering the city all damn day as Higgins drags you all over random ass fucking places. He took you to the Riviera speakeasy, and he went in there. You saw him literally fucking stab a guy in the hand in there to get information. And now you and him are walking in the back alley. Apparently there's a dude back here who has more information, and you need to get more information, because apparently life is like this and you hate it.
Yeah, you know what? That sounds like life with Maxie Higgins. This is fine.
So, Sandy, how do you like the nightlife of the city? Pretty entertaining, right?
Sonder considers Maxie Higgins' definition of entertaining and is like, I guess it can be.
Yeah. You know, that's just part of the fun of it, though. Part of it's like, you might go out, jack and shit will happen. And you'll go out again, and you fucking stab a guy in the hand. It's like fishing like that, you know? He kind of points at you. You know how much I care about fishing. Sonder, you think about how this man has made you sit next to him for 5 fucking hours straight while he does nothing but fish and catches nothing, and he just babbles forever about nothing.
Sonder blinks slowly. His exhaustion intensifies. How could I forget?
Of course. After all, I need someone to hold my tackle box. I'm getting old, you know, Sandy. He turns around. I'm 53. You and him keep walking down. You keep going. Eventually, you encounter a man who who is lit by lantern next to him, and Higgins stands in front of him. And Sonder, you look at this man. You feel that this man has a vibe.
A vibe? Just like a 1?
Yeah, this man goes up to you and goes, "Greetings, I hear you are the ones who are searching for information, as you are the ones who stabbed my friend Clarence in the hand." Yeah, that's us, right, Sandy?
Sonder looks at Higgins and he kind of like leans back and he sighs and he's like, "That's us."
Yeah, says Higgins. Fucking just, you can feel Higgins. You can feel an almost strange, twisted, sadistic grin form in Higgins' soul as you had to comply with him.
Sonder's being held hostage.
Yeah.
He's being held at spiritual gunpoint by this man.
Higgins and this man start to chat, and eventually the subject of the missing objects pops up. I see you're in search of the mysterious runic objects the Iris family has recently begun transporting into town. Yeah, I've heard of them, he kind of says, holding his shoulders, and he walks back and like pats his lamp. I've heard of this many of a time. Kind of hard not to when you work in this network after all. Sonder, roll me a quick roll to die.
Roll the die, Sonder.
Alright, let me really quick. Okay, don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Don't worry about it. He's not worried about it.
No one's worried about it.
Yeah, so recently there's been word in town that someone has been mass ordering a bunch of blank obelisk stones from Middle Windrose and then reselling them with random drawings on them. Apparently the drawings are imbued with magic to some degree, but he kind of thinks to himself, they're a little weird, ain't nothing like I've ever seen recently. Especially given the magic trade here in town. The goddamn RNAians. Jesus Christ. He sits and looks at it. Hold on, actually. He pries open this crate behind him and he pulls out a small little obelisk stone, actually.
A little obelisk stone? Does it have anything on it? Is it just a blank one?
It has something on it. It has some random carvings on it. Sonder, you actually look at it a bit. You don't like that.
Ugh.
Something about it you really don't vibe with. Yummy. Nope, it's not that big. It's like, this big.
It's a little friend.
It's a little friend.
I guess
not. Guy. This guy is kind of holds it in his hand and kind of shows it off to you. Yeah, no, these things have been going around town recently, and almost as soon as they show up, they go missing again. Don't really know what's up with that. He kind of looks to you, Sonder. You doing all right there?
Sonder, who has been watching this thing very closely, his eyes drift back up to the man. He's like, yeah, I'm fine.
Well, all right. He kind of sits there and shrugs. He and Higgins
These
start
are the Iris ones, right?
All you know is that
Iris?
the Iris importation network was used to bring them in. At least the blank slates of them were used to bring them in.
And we don't know who's been drawing on them, like who's been putting the marks on them.
Nope. You
Where
could.
did he get them? Okay.
Sonder, you actually, why don't you give me a quick roll to die?
Oh god. Roll the die. Okay.
Okay. You think, actually, and you think a little bit, you think you've seen something similar to this before in the city. Do you remember where you might have seen that before in the city? If not, I'll just tell you. It's a map you've been on before.
I know. They're scared. Is it... Fuck, has he been on it?
What?
I think I'm thinking of the wrong map, because I know he hasn't been in the doctor's office.
No, he hasn't. No.
He hasn't been into my shop either, so that doesn't make any sense.
It is near my shop.
So it's in the Oh, my bitchy girlfriend has one.
Yeah, you've seen a bunch of these in the Smoke Witch's shop. She just kind of has them everywhere. Higgins kind of walks up and grabs it from this guy, and then the guy just kind of lets him do it, and then he actually tosses it to you, Sonder.
Oh god! Sonder reluctantly. Sonder catches it. How's that going?
Oh, Sonder, you don't like this. Something about this, you really don't like this. Something about this is really rubbing you the wrong way. It feels like he just handed you a sack of viscera, but it's not, like, bloody at all.
Who's this guy? What does he do? What's his job?
This
here?
guy? Oh.
Yeah, where's he got this box?
This is the rumor man. He holds the rumors, and he has a lantern. He knows many things amidst the city. Mysteriously went missing after the empty night.
I see. Alright, Sonder holds this, I suppose.
Yeah, you hold on to that for me, Sandy. What are you doing?
Must I?
Yeah, look at me. I got my hands full, he says, holding a sandwich in his other hand. You saw him eat the sandwich this morning. This sandwich is like 8 hours old now.
Sonder blinks at Maxie and then just ceases to engage. He looks at this man and he goes, where did you get this?
Oh, within the networks. They're all over the damn place. A lot of black marketers have been getting their hand on it recently. So I had to pick one up because it looks kind of cool.
And where'd you pick it up from? Who'd you get it from? Sonder, annoyed, like, what the fuck, my dude?
He thinks to himself, I think I got it from some guy over in, he thinks to himself, he kind of snaps his fingers, over in, Shrine Street a bit. Although there's a bunch of other folks around town have been selling them. Apparently, they told me that they got them for real cheap from some lady.
Sonder... Sonder quietly holds this object and says nothing.
Sonder, what do you think is happening right now?
Does Sonder know his bitchy girlfriend yet?
Yes.
He's gonna sit quietly. He's going to sit quietly and say nothing.
As the song does sometimes. Maxie and this man continue to have a conversation, and Sonder, I want you to give me another roll to die. And you may lock something in if you wish.
I think I know what he's rolling for right now, so we're gonna go red. Damn it.
Alright.
He's looking. There was a thing. He's pinging. Don't you worry. It's
Oh,
just
you're pinging?
intermittently,
Where are you
gently
pinging?
pinging?
Where are you pinging?
It's an ambient ping.
No, like, if you were to pick if you could pick the spot where I hid this fucker on the map, I'll tell you, you're really close with that initial ping. I will just show you him.
Where did is he over here?
No.
No? Okay.
You kind of feel a weird tug on the back of you, Sonder, and you kind of shrug, and then, almost in an instant, the scene skips again. Apparently, at some point, you and Higgins left this guy, and now you're walking off in this direction, but...
Does he still have the thing?
You do.
Does he still... Okay, okay.
Yeah, you shoved it into your pocket. You and Higgins
Yeah.
walk in this direction, and Higgins stands next to you. Alright, I'm gonna head out this way. I think I'm gonna go and get some Z's. You do whatever the fuck you want for the night, I don't care. Day's over.
Thank you, sir.
Course, Sandy. See you in the morning. Make sure to be on time next time. He waves at you.
Sonder bares his teeth and waves back.
Higgins disappears, and Sonder, where are you going?
Sonder is gonna go to the Mirage District.
You head out and go to the Mirage District. Sonder, let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay, Sonder's taking a 5-minute break.
Go here, and let me put on some tunes for the break. There we go. So, how you doing so far, Nico?
I'm drinking coffee. I'm doing great. This is hilarious. I wasn't expecting this to be the first time I had to deal with Maxie Higgins. I wasn't ready to play Wilted Song. I was not emotionally prepared.
Sonder
but we're here.
suffers.
Oh, Sonder suffers.
You
This
asked
is
me
fine.
you asked me 2 days ago, you're like, which song am I playing? Present song or piss song? And I was like, present song. Nods head silently. Looks at camera.
Well, I wanted to know if we were doing before or after Tide Sonder was my question. It seems to be both.
Yeah.
Is the answer. Oh man, Wilted Sond is so fucked up. Is so fucking mad.
Yeah.
This is good, because that means I'll be ready for the most unpleasant man to ever walk into the Tide House when he's ready.
Yeah. I bet ya.
Ah, my kids.
Your kids love the masks.
They love the masks. Ah, and the turkey. I have a turkey snack. Present Sond is having a great time.
Yeah.
Past Sond is... I like the duality of Sond.
Past Sond is having an awful time. Past Sond is openly annoyed and not even pretending to be half of a person. How's everyone else enjoying this?
I'm enjoying the Sond, always.
I'm terrified.
Oh.
Terrified. I was not ready for Maxie Higgins to be happening to me.
Yeah, sounds that dude's one.
I love them.
That D5 you rolled during the battle, but let's determine which character you would interact with. I rolled randomly to see what characters would be interacting with the song.
I figured that was the I figured we were rolling on some random tables.
So fucking stupid.
Oh yeah. So I'll tell you the four characters there, and won't tell you the fifth. The fifth character is a character who hasn't been around yet.
Okay.
But first one was Bettel. Second character is the character who hasn't been around yet, so I couldn't show. Third character was Black Knight.
Oh. That would have been interesting. Sonder hasn't met that man.
Yeah. Fourth character was Noctua.
Oh god.
Where in which if Noctua showed up, you would have been sent into the past.
Yeah.
I see.
Fifth character was Karsh.
Yeah.
My wife. Why does the universe not want me to interact with my wife? I'm being gatekept from my wife by dice. What the fuck is happening here?
No,
How'd they get
peacock
you?
time.
Talk to Beta Woman.
Instead, we
worst-
got a turkey.
The worst outcome was not Killa.
Yeah, absolutely. That conversation would have been way different. Instead, Sonder got to groom a turkey.
Yes, squeeze the turkey for juice.
Fluff a turkey's feathers.
Sometimes you gotta fluff up a turkey's feathers. Tell him that
Listen.
he's doing good.
Listen, Sonder is a fan of the turkey, even if the turkey doesn't remember him. Which I don't know if that makes it better or worse for Sonder. It's part of it. It is what it is. Sonder's gonna make that turkey teach the tide how to fight ghosts.
Yeah. Ow.
Sorry, Bettle.
Also,
You're gonna
everybody
have
else-
to do one-on-one classes with Karsh.
everyone else in call, this is now the time to get up, use the bathroom, refill your waters.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Things
do
like
that
that.
really quick.
Fun. There he goes.
Oh yeah, that was like the thing I told you that was really funny, is that I bulldozed the interior of a random building to put a murder scene inside of it. Happens to be the building that's right across from Martha Teach's house.
Ah, I see.
Really funny.
Is that murder just there forever now?
Might be.
Alright.
Either that or they built a wine shop on top of it at some point, so
On top of the murder. I mean,
maybe it's full of blood.
everything's built on top of a murder at some point.
It's true. Everything.
All things. All things have been on top of a murder. Every inch of the entire world is covered in murder.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking to myself, how out of order do I want this session to be? And I went, very.
Wildly out of order. This is fine. This is exactly how a Sonder Session 0 should go.
Yeah, I want it to be weird and vaguely unwatchable.
Yeah.
That's fun.
That's Sonder. Weird and vaguely unwatchable.
How they get you?
I love Wilton Sond. He's full of piss and vinegar and furious that Maxie Higgins is around.
Yeah.
Constantly rejecting his physical space. I can't wait for more Maxie Higgins in the future.
Yeah.
Not like in the future, like in-game future, because Maxie is dead.
Yeah.
But you know, in the
He's
future,
grown stronger in the past.
he is. He's so much stronger in the past. Sonder
Like,
can do
just
nothing
walk up
about
to you
him.
and put a hand on your shoulder,
Call you son.
call you son, take you out to daycare.
Sonder's a grown-ass man.
Sonder is 2 years old.
Sonder is an adult man with a job and an apartment.
How they get you, Nico?
I guess it is. By making you 2 years old. J-Man,
What's up?
where is my wife?
Behind the dice, Nico.
J-Man, why have you kept my wife from me?
You know. Someone had to do it to him.
I see you typing, Bryn. I see you. Spotted. I still don't know if Seymour can remember Sonder. I gained nothing from that except that Seymour is willing to put up with Sonder. Hell yeah. What kind of snacks are you eating, Brent? The unhealthy, perfect. That's the only kind.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Bunny, hello.
Hello.
Bunny,
Hello.
Bunny.
Hi.
My
Oh, I'm back.
my wife.
Yes, you absolutely should, Brent.
Seymour Maskell.
He got a mask and he agreed to wear it.
I'm the most important character in chapter 3.
You're gonna die out there.
No one gets a choice. I almost died, and J-Man sacrificed everything in order to keep me living and relevant.
Yeah, that's what I did for Seymour.
Yeah, do it for
Interesting.
Seymour.
I let Vaughn eat turbo shit so everyone could live on.
Listen, watch me have picked Tyr and then Tyr rolled for Tyr rolled to be like, why would you give me this?
Give
Also,
Tyr a Hello Kitty mask.
the J-Man Tyr impression, amazing.
Yeah.
Julius Tyr.
I like swords. Where am I?
It's like a drunk man. You see, whenever Julius Tyr gets drunk, you swap from you playing him to me playing him.
That's just how Julius sounds in Sonder's head.
Yada yada, Julius Tyr. Have I
got
told
so
you
many-
how I studied the blade in Raoji for 15 years?
How old are you?
Some
Tyr?
call it a katana.
You're like 5 days old. Shut up.
Sure. Alright, is everybody back? Everybody
My
good?
name is
Yeah.
Julius Tyr, and I'm here to say the stupidest things imaginable right to Sonder's face.
No, it's
That plus is in chat. Tap
Plus.
plus in the chat.
give plus.
Give me a plus.
I will
Nico.
humor you with a plus in the
Thank
chat.
you. Alright. So, let's go on. Nico,
Nico.
roll me a 1d9.
No.
You have to.
I guess you're right.
Bip. A 1.
Oh no.
Oh no!
I wasn't expecting this one to happen so early.
Oh god! Oh god! What have we done?
Sonder,
Sonder.
you've been invited out by a mysterious person who, quite frankly, just looking at this guy, does something weird to you. He
Did I roll
invites you to-
Momozawa?
Funny you say that.
Ah, I did! What the fuck? I'm unhappy.
Sonder.
Sonder.
In front of you, you see a man who sits down and he pours you some tea. In between the
Hey.
teacups, you see a scale sitting there.
How did he get here?
That's a good question. How did you get here?
I don't know Momozawa. I don't know how this could have happened. Sonder doesn't
Momozawa continues to
met
pour
this
tea
man.
while you
Okay.
consider this, and Sonder, you actually look around, and it's weird. You walked into an area of Indigo. It was kind of closest to the Tide HQ, but around the time you entered there, you sat down in a chair, and almost as if you blinked, you had ended up in this small space. You look at
I see.
Momozawa as he finishes pouring you tea. He
What
slides
time is it?
What time is it?
was it when he? What time was it before he got here? I guess is the
Like
question.
8:30 p.m. It was getting kind of
Okay.
late. The sun was starting to go down. So, thank you for joining me. To be perfectly frank, I didn't expect you to come. He takes a sip of his tea. Oh, I almost forgot. He leans down and he places a small wooden plate in front of you, and he reaches into a satchel, and he puts down 2 sugar cubes. Do you take one, Sonder?
Sonder hasn't even touched the tea.
I see. Do you not like tea?
Sonder looks up at Momozawa. He's like, I got nothing against tea.
Then why don't you drink?
Sonder pings Momozawa.
You're pinging? Oh no, are you pinging
Yeah.
Momozawa?
He's pinging Momozawa.
Give me a roll to die.
Uh,
Okay. May roll for... Oh god. Sonder,
Sonder.
you feel the entire air of the room change around you as you ping into Momozawa for but a moment. You look around and you almost feel a blue hue enter the very world itself. As you you feel a genuine curiosity coming from this man. He's doing something that, in all honesty, you might not like too much. He wants to know about you.
Ew. Gross.
So, why don't
Sonder
you
picks
drink?
up the teacup.
Do you put a sugar cube in?
He does not.
You don't. Interesting.
No.
Momozawa grabs one of the sugar cubes. He plops the cube into his tea, gives it a light spin around, and then takes a sip. So, may I please ask you a question?
I suppose.
Why did you decide to come here?
Sonder blinks. Sonder blinks for a moment and studies this man. Curious.
Oh? And what of?
I just wanted to see what would happen, I guess.
I
He
see.
kind of swirls his teacup a little bit. He makes like the motions that you make when you're holding a cup, but he doesn't drink anything. Because he's Sonder, so of course he doesn't. It's like the hot chocolate all over again.
I also had genuine curiosity.
Oh yeah?
Yes. He thinks to himself a little bit. I've heard many words throughout this city during my time here. Be perfectly frank, I wouldn't care to be here very long. But yet circumstances have chosen to force me to stay. He takes another sip of his tea. To be honest, though, there's been a consistent word that I keep on hearing pop up. Especially in those places beneath the city. There's a group of people chatting about a certain private detective within the city, who's apparently causing them quite a startle. Would that be you?
Sonder leans back a little bit. He looks thoughtful. He's doing the thing where he like makes the motions of a person who's like thinking, right? Like just casually thinking. And he's like, guess you'd have to be a bit more specific. There are plenty of detectives in the city.
Is that so? I was under the impression that many are gone now.
There's still a few around, so I
Ah,
hear. I don't.
like
I
who?
don't. Sonder considers. Oh. Well, there's a. Where's the potato detectives? Are they in Old Town?
Yes. They
Alright,
are
yeah.
in Shrine Street.
Sonder looks down at his tea. He's like, well, there's an entire agency in Old Town.
I see. Anywhere else?
Does he know of any others? I don't think there are any others.
There aren't. Momozawa hears your
He's
silence
like,
and
well.
takes.
He considers this. He looks like he's doing math in his head. He's not. He's like, well, I guess they make up the bulk of it.
I see. He takes a sip. Interesting. Very, very interesting. May I please ask, why haven't you put in any sugar in your tea? Do you just prefer the bitter flavor?
Sonder looks down at the cup that he's just kind of holding in his lap that he hasn't drunk from yet. And he's like, yeah, he's just like, I don't usually.
I see. Do you prefer those bitter things in this world? Or do you like the more sweeter things? And this is just a mere outlier.
Sonder considers flavor. Again, he tilts his head a little bit and he's like, never really thought about it.
I see. He takes a sip to himself. Do you think about many things, Sonder?
Tilts his head again. Oh god, this is a weird conversation for specifically Sonder to be having.
Yes.
This is an odd one. He kinda... Oh, you know what? I think... I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll for how Sonder felt about that question. Bip? Oof.
Oof.
Oh, oof. Oof. Oh, the lizard brain won that roll. But a specific side of the lizard brain won that one.
Yeah.
So. Give me that question again.
Are you a person who enjoys the more bitter things in this world? Or the sweeter?
No. The one that he rolled for.
Oh, the one that
If he thinks about stuff.
Ah. Do you think of many things?
Sonder kind of considers this, and he kind of... He puts his teacup on the table, and he kind of leans in a little bit to put more attention on Momozawa, and he's like, what exactly am I doing here?
Having a conversation.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
With me, specifically.
Yes. You are, after all. He kind of waves his fingers around the room slightly. As far as I can tell, you are an outlier, as people have told me.
I don't think he liked that.
Yeah, You didn't.
He did not like that at all. He kind of like, he narrows his eyes, and his eyes, they get small. They get very small in the black of his eyes, and he's like, in what way?
There are people beneath the city. I've heard their whispers. They talk as if you're not even a person. As if you're more of a concept, if anything. I was curious about that.
Oh, they get big again, and he leans back. The bright green and blue, they get big again, and he leans back, and he's like, I don't think I know what you're talking about.
You don't? Sonder, you think a little bit. You think you have heard something like this before. You heard it from Smoke Witch, actually. Apparently a group of those cultists beneath the city had started calling you the Absence.
Yeah. Shit. I think he... Yeah, Sonder. Yeah. Sonder watches him real close. He's like, no, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I see. He takes a sip from his tea. Are you the type of person who would like it if the world would revolve around him, or if he would revolve around the world? Almost in a... He begins to kind of spin his finger around in a circle above you. A almost rotation.
Blinking at Momozawa. It's like he's starting to be like, what the fuck do you want, my man?
That's a good question.
Ping Momozawa again.
Ping him again,
I
it'd be
don't
funny.
know if we'll get anything. Okay.
No, please do.
Is he gonna lock in Lizard Brain? He's gonna lock in Lizard Brain. The pug attached to his black is not the right pug. Putting it out there for whoever is in charge of that.
We'll fix that later.
Yeah, we'll deal with that later.
You ping Momozawa. And Momozawa, it's strange. It's almost like a part of him has shifted slightly. You feel as if he is no longer attempting to perceive you. He's now in a genuine state of pondering. He is no longer reaching out towards you. Now he is reaching out to what is around you. He wants to know about that now.
What does that mean? Saunders getting... I think he's
Getting a little piss bitchy at him right now, Sonder?
Yeah, he's getting a little lizardy. I want to apologize to Momozawa, but I don't think
Don't.
Sonder, God, what did Momozawa just say to him?
He asked you if you're a type of person who would like it if the world revolved around them, or a type of person who revolved around the world.
We're a little busy bitch. The answer is yes, Sonder is a little busy bitch right now. That doesn't feel like it's... Let's see, how is he gonna put this? It feels like a question that needs more than two answers, doesn't it? Doesn't seem to fit in a multiple choice structure.
Then what type of answer would you give?
Sonder looks at Momozawa, just like, I don't want to give you any answers, my man.
But will you answer him?
No, Sonder's not. He's going in a different direction.
Oh, and what direction are you going, Sonder?
Sonder puts the cup down on the table and is now like he's leaning on the table and he's like really focusing in on Momozawa and like, what are you looking for?
He thinks to himself about that slightly. As of right now, I am merely looking for. He kind of like starts spinning his hand in the air again. Something to spin around.
Sonder considers the room they're in.
Yes.
I don't think you're gonna find it here.
Why is that?
He leans in a little closer. I'm not interested in orbiters.
I see. He once again begins spinning his hand in the circle. So you are the type who would prefer to spin around the world than the world spin around you. I understand. Sonder, it appears you unintentionally gave Momozawa an answer.
He did!
Thank you very much, Sonder. I've appreciated that. He takes another sip of his tea. How have you enjoyed your tea, Sonder?
Sonder's getting lizardy. Getting really lizardy. Hold on. I don't know. I don't have to roll. He doesn't like this. He doesn't like this at all. He's upset.
Yeah?
He looks down at his tea that he didn't touch because he's him and he doesn't eat.
What was that?
Thanks for the tea. Are we done here?
He takes a sip of his tea. Oh, yes. We've been done whenever you wish. I'm not holding you here. It's just a matter of that you let me been around you for a small period of time. And I thank you for that. He finishes his tea and puts it down. You may go now, if you wish.
Sonder considers Momozawa for a moment.
You considering Momozawa for a moment?
He's considering Momozawa. He's just kind of... He's... He pushes his teacup further to the center to signify, alright, I'm done here.
Very well.
And he's like, yeah, I'll see you around.
Indeed. He nods. I will see you again. Sonder, you don't like that.
Threat. No, that was a threat!
Sonder, you get up. And the world around you almost bends a bit, as both you and Momozawa disappear from this place, as the place itself disappears along with everything. Well, that was fun, wasn't it, Sonder? Did you enjoy yourself?
Sonder hated that.
Roll me a 1d9, Sonder.
Can you please share the name of that map?
Oh yeah, that map is called Momozawa's Beyblade Arena.
It's been sitting at the very end of the map list for so long, and I'm like, I'm gonna find out what that orbiting. Just like Beyblades.
Yeah.
Jay looking at the Beyblade arena like, what the
What the
fuck
fuck?
is going on?
I'm not clicking on it because I need to discover.
That was great. I loved interacting. Nico loved interacting with Momozawa. Sonder fucking hated that.
Yeah.
That was the most lizard Sonder has been so far.
That transitions really well what you just rolled. I'll fuse these two scenes together.
Ooh,
Sonder!
Sonder.
Let me ask you, would you like to do this scene in the past or the present?
Do I get any context?
You may or may not have rolled a scene with Smoke Witch.
Oh, my bitchy girlfriend. Shit, I think it's gotta be in the past.
You can do either.
Or actually, you know what? Yeah, let's do it in the past. Let's smoke. Let's do some past smoke witching.
Okay,
I'm interested in that.
let me really quick get that theme rolling just so I can. I just gotta find it in here. Don't worry, I'll get there. I just
Wow,
have to
I-
get through.
Can't wait to see what that scene with Momozawa activated inside the rest of the chapter.
Yes. Where the
I
fuck
feel
did
like that was not the last that Saunders gonna have to deal with that fucko.
Jay, where the fuck did you put Smoke Witch's theme in the thing? Did you
Ooh.
annihilate it?
Let's see. Hold on. I can add it again at the very bottom just to make this simple so we're not digging.
It's the Witch and 100 Night theme.
Yep, it's at the very end of the list now.
Alright. Hit loop. No! There we go.
Aw, man.
Sonder!
Sonder has not been a pissier bitch than that conversation with Momozawa.
Oh, actually, I think Sonder's Pog was right, because the Sonder, the present sound is fine in here. It's just weird. I don't know. It's weird.
It's fine.
Sonder! You pissy bitch.
Sonder. He's... Oh, yeah.
You have arrived at the Smoke Witch's shop. You've been here before. You met her fairly recently. What was it, 6 months ago? Something like that. It's kind of hard to piece together time right now. You know how it
Time
is.
is an illusion.
Yeah. You walk up and you just remember the first time walking in here where she tried to fucking kill you. And it did not work.
Tried to fucking murk him, and you can't.
You see her over here as she is just floating in her chair as usual. She's beginning to spin around almost in place, as she usually does whenever you see her.
Sonder walks in and immediately target locks on this thing.
What thing? Oh, that thing? Yeah.
Yeah, our friend here.
Yeah, you see that. And it does look very similar to the one you're holding in your pocket right now, albeit it has a slightly different vibe to it.
What's this?
What'd you ping at?
Bib.
What part of the map was that?
It's Sonder. My dice color is gray. It's in the back. All of these little things.
Oh, those things. Those are a myriad.
Thank
Sorry,
you,
I was
Aloha.
doing other shit. Those are a myriad of other obelisks and whatnot you see back there, all of which adorning different patterns of different varieties.
Okay. He walks in, target locks on this thing, readjusts, target locks on her. Hey.
She perks up and then looks at
Immediately
you.
rude.
Sonder, what brings you to my shop today?
He walks in as if he actively owns this place. He walks in like he fucking belongs here and he can't be stopped. He takes the horrible little object out of his pocket and clicks it down on the table. Is this one of yours?
You place that down and let me grab one and shrink it.
McFucking shrink it.
She sits there, looks at it for a second. Well, that's quite a way to greet me, isn't it? What's it been? A week since you last seen me? She flips around and floats around a little bit. And that's the first thing you say to me.
Sonder kind of he does the it's like how do I describe the face he makes? It's like a smile, but it's not. It's mean. It's just teeth.
The dickish smile?
Yeah, and he's like, hey. like a really shitty like, hello.
She hears that. That's better. And she starts to float over as she does. And she looks at it, and then she actually picks it up and starts floating it around her. It's weird. You've never seen Smoke Witch actually physically pick something up before. She usually, like, her hand just barely touches it, and she starts kind of floating in her hand as she sort of spins it around, looking at it from all angles. No, this isn't mine. Similar, but not quite. She shakes it a little bit in the air. This is quite a nasty little thing you have here, though. Where'd you find such a thing?
He gives her a quick, like, this fucker in an alley.
Ah, I see. Spreading around all over, like some horrific visceral virus. Continues to spin in place in front of you as smoke begins to plume out of her more and more. That's annoying. That's directly infringing on my business. She continues to spin in place.
Raises an eyebrow like, is it?
But no, this is not mine. Albeit whoever made this is getting a little cheeky with it.
What is it?
She floats upside down in front of you. She picks it up again and floats it in front of you. Well, something like this is... She kind of sits there and looks at it for a few seconds. Normally, a creation such as like this exists to harness ambient energies of the world around you. It almost acts as a medium point for those who don't have magic, but wish to apply magic to various rituals. In other cases, it can be used as an almost cage to store minor allegiance and such if need be, or other things. This one, though, she continues to spin and spin around. It appears this one, just ambiently, as long as you have it on you, suck away your mind, your very memories, slowly, slowly, and slowly, almost like a leech.
Sonder regards the tiny obelisk. Any idea why someone would want to collect these things?
With something like that, you can do something rather nasty. If you have enough of them, you could, she thinks to herself, you could use it to summon a legion. You could use it to feed a domain. You could use it to burn someone's very mind asunder. Or, if you're awfully creative, you could distill it into something.
He considers the information they've gathered. So these things have been circulating, people have been holding on to them for a little bit, and then they are being taken back.
Yes.
That's what we know. Okay. And the murder, is that people aren't just like dying? That
No.
one was an anomaly.
Yes.
Okay.
She continues to spin in front of you in place.
There she does.
Is that all you came for?
He thinks. There were a bunch of these in one place. You think you'd be able to find him?
She kind of flips around and looks at you. Oh, if there were many, then yes. Quite frankly, it gets kind of hard to hide things such as this. She gestures around her fucking shop room, as you
Yeah.
can see. But yes, I could find it. For a price.
He blinks at her because, of course, for a price.
I'm a busy person. I don't have all the time in the world to give out favors for free.
No, of course not. He considers her being busy. What kind of price?
She continues to flip around in place. A favor.
He inclines his head a bit and considers this. What do you need?
She tilts back and forth and back and forth. And then she floats this way into this fucking box here that she kicks the lid off of, and she reaches inside and starts jangling through it a bit, and then she floats back this way here, and she's carrying what appears to be a collar of sorts. There's a person who lives in this district. They've been getting on my nerves an awful lot recently. They've been screaming on about how maybe I should be more of a product to the community. Help out a little. This and that. Her name is... starts spinning around more and more. Sienna. I would like you to put this on her neck for me.
Sonder looks at the collar and looks at her and is like, you fucking serious?
Yes.
God. Nico considers.
Nico considers.
Nico considers Sonder's like, you gotta have a different errand that doesn't involve whatever fucking shit that is.
She thinks a little bit.
Sonder's kink shaming.
Sonder, you do look at the collar, and it is magical in nature. All this will do is make it so that she can't talk to me anymore. Simple enough. Walk right up to me, and then suddenly you're mute. Easy enough, simple as that. But she tosses the collar back in here. If that is not a task you want to take.
Sonder continues to kink shame.
She begins to float around over this way a little bit, reaching this table over here as she actually grabs this doll off the shelf and then turns around and then starts floating back over to you. Do you see this, Sonder?
I do.
This is quite a funny little thing. This is a doll that would appear to be similar to that of a voodoo doll. You take it, you poke a person with it, and then they feel, and whoever's hair you put into it, feel that. This one works the backwards, though. Whoever's holding it at the moment feels that pain. She begins to float through and through and through. Floats around a bit more and a bit
Sonder
more.
squints. Is like, what's the point?
I would like you to give this to the woman who runs the clinic over on Main Street.
Sonder squints at the doll's like, it's like, what's that do for you?
Hurts her.
Sonder does math. Dude looks at the obelisk, looks at the doll, he's like, fucking, holds out his hand, looks annoyed.
She hands you the backwards voodoo doll used that at some point in time, Sonder, you gave to one Dr. Jivey.
Yeah, he sure did!
She floats around. Well then. So you wanted to find a little other place full of a bunch of little other things, is that it? She
Looks at the obelisk, sounds about right. I think someone's collecting them. And if we're gonna escalate to murders over them, then I guess we should do something about it, yeah?
She kind of just shrugs at that.
I guess she doesn't give a fuck.
If that was the case, she thinks. She tilts her head a bit. Come back a little later. I'll have found it then.
He gives her a nod, and I trust that she'll do that if he doesn't kink shame her this one time.
Not this one time. You let her be as sadistic as she wants to be this once.
Yeah, he's like, I guess if it stops a murder, I'll poke a goat. It's fine.
She floats back on her seat and she takes the obelisk and she kind of just floats around her and she kind of just stares at it for a little bit. You head out, Sonder. Sonder,
He pings this obelisk.
you ping that obelisk?
Yeah, does it feel the same?
No, not necessarily. That one doesn't give you the same bad vibes that one does. That one seems to be more akin to what she was talking about something that is kind of ambiently collects magic energy from just the air itself.
Okay. And this one is full of gross vibes, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is just full of her vibes.
Yeah. Which are gross in a different way.
They're gross but different. Alright, well, I guess satisfied with that, he was like, alright, well, she's not distributing evil, so I guess, I mean, she is, but not the evil he's dealing with, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, Sonder, you head out. And
He's sitting there like, I'm keeping the police off your ass, please God help me out.
yeah. Sonder, you actually eventually make your way through the night. You don't really have a lot to do right now, so you actually head back to the Flag District.
Okay.
Sonder, you arrive here.
Sandy.
Sandy. There he is. Is this a fixed sound? It is. Okay.
It's a real sound. He's just locked into his, I think that was his blue. He's locked into something. I don't know what. It's fine.
Something. You continue to walk forward, Sonder.
Drop whatever he had. Okay, there we go.
You continue to
Sonder
go, and Sonder, I want you to roll the
takes
die.
Sonder takes in city vibes that aren't full of murder and Maxie Higgins for a second. He has rolled to die.
Alright. Let me just... Sonder,
Sonder.
you feel something.
Is there a little fucko? Ah, there's a little fucko.
Standing in the middle of the street, you see something staring at you.
Sonder stares back at it.
Sonder. It's not right now, is it?
If this thing is here, probably not.
It's looking at you, Sonder. Sonder,
It is.
you're being
Sonder.
looked at.
Yeah, he hates that.
Yeah, how much do you hate that, Sonder?
Let's find out.
Because let me tell you right now,
A
it's
lot.
seeing you.
Ugh. How much? Yeah, he hates this a lot.
Yeah, no, you look at it.
In fact,
It's-
we'll lock in lizard brain. We'll lock in some lizard brain.
Sonder, you feel something
Sonder.
strange.
Bares his teeth at this thing like a dog that's like, it knows it doesn't like you, but it's not gonna bite you yet because
Sonder.
it's trying to be a good boy.
You look at this thing and you bare your teeth at it and you see an expression change on its face. Sonder, it's copying you.
Ah.
Sonder, you feel something strange.
He
You
hates
feel-
that.
You
He
feel
hates
as
that
if...
so much.
Yeah, you hate that a lot, don't you? You feel an almost tightening sensation as things begin to almost blur a bit for
Yeah.
you. Sonder,
Sonder.
let me move you up here. You're still here. And it's still there. And it's still looking at you. But the world around you is almost melting a bit. It's continuing to melt and 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 melt. Sonder,
Sonder.
would you consider this akin to an anxiety attack for you?
Mm. Let's see. How similar is it to the Katsina? I mean, maybe? Let's see. Let me consider this. Let's roll for it. Roll to die. Oh, that is a peak lizard roll. Yes.
Sonder,
Or, oh god, is it an anxiety attack? I don't know if that's the most accurate. Maybe more like... It's not like mania. It's definitely like high fight or flight.
yeah.
But
What do you do,
don't-
Sonder?
What we learned from Alcott is that when Sonder gets hit gets like thrown into fight or flight, he how do I he doesn't he like starts hunting is the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely an aggressive response. He's gonna ping this thing again. He is looking for signs that it's like...
Sonder, give me a roll to
Say
die.
alive? Alive isn't the right word. We're keeping lizard. We're gonna keep lizard.
Sonder,
Sonder.
if I was to be meta about this, I would describe this thing as something that has absolutely no attribute dice. It cannot roll, it cannot roll to
Nothing.
die. It's just something that is merely looking at you, and it is perceiving you. And you hate that.
Is what I thought was happening. Okay.
Sonder, do you approach it?
Kind of. He's like circling it.
Sonder, you step in that spot, and it's weird. You almost see a slight shift in it as you continue to move around. It looks at your face, and its facial expression changes once again.
Does anything else about it change? Like the way it feels?
Sonder, it's like looking at a mirror.
Gross. Sonder continues to circle it.
It's continuing to look at you.
It's like he's like it's like a tightening circle, you know, when you're being the way wolves do, how they close in.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's doing, and he's just watching it and very slowly closing in.
You continue to close in, and it continues to look at you, Sonder, more and more. And as you arrive directly in front of it, its facial expression changes again, and it begins to perceive you more deeply, but almost in that moment, Sonder, you feel something else kind of look and perceive you as well. You see,
Where?
and then you see, and then you see, and then you see, and then you see, and then you see.
Sonder having a bad time.
And then you see, and then you see. And then, Sonder, before you realize it, you almost notice there's a lot of things looking at you.
I think this is the closest to a fear response he's ever had.
Thunder,
Sonder.
what do you think you're looking at right now? What do you think is looking at you right now?
The absence?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. Okay. The fucking essence of a stress stream.
Thunder,
Sonder.
are you going to run?
He might. I don't know if run is correct, but he's definitely trying to create distance.
You continue to walk back and back as all of these shadowy, shady figures continue to
Like,
watch and trace your
yeah.
very movements.
They watch him, he watches all of them, or tries his best, but there are many, and his lizard brain doesn't like it.
Well, Sonder, you continue to proceed and proceed.
And he's not actually sure if he can leave this space.
Oh, don't worry, it's all good. After all, we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Oh god.
How you doing, Sonder?
Sonder's having a stress dream.
Sonder's having a stressed life.
Yeah, Sonder's having a time.
If now is you want to get more water or go use the bathroom, now is the time. Stretch your legs, do shit. How you doing, Nico? You enjoying yourself?
I'm doing great. Yeah, no, Sonder's having a terrible time, and I'm having so much fun.
Nice.
I love
It just
this.
wants to look at you.
It does, and that is 1,000% the last thing Sonder's ever wanted in his entire life.
Yeah, that's kind of the one thing specifically Sonder is
Very-
not about.
Very specifically, Sonder isn't here for that. So I've noticed there's a pog in the past Sonder, and I don't know if it's there on purpose, and I'm scared.
Which one? Where?
Is there supposed to be a sponge?
A sponge?
A sponge.
Where's the sponge?
I can't actually talk about the sponge. It's under NDA, but it's in
I
there.
see.
I don't know if it's there on purpose or not, and I'm terrified, because why would it be there? The only person who has it is Chris.
Huh.
So I don't know how the sponge got there, and I'm scared
What the
of it.
fuck? What map was it on?
Oh no, it's just in past Saunders tokens.
It's in Saunders'
Oh.
rotation, his pogs, and I don't know what.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know what that's up there. I
don't
saw
know.
that when I was fucking with the session.
Okay,
And I don't
so
know.
I don't know
it's
what's up with
not
that
there on
either.
purpose. How did the sponge end up in Indigo?
I don't know. I literally-
Christian,
I didn't put it there.
Christian's the only one who has the sponge.
Is
Christian might have accidentally put it in.
yeah, or like it might have gotten mixed in with an upload somehow.
Okay,
Could
I
have.
thought it. I was like, is this being used as a nightmare?
Am
don't
I
think
being gaslit?
Yeah,
am I
I'm
being
like-
haunted?
I'm sitting there like, am I being punked with the sponge? No. Okay. The
That's
sponge is
a-
just
oh.
questionably inside of Saunders. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Okay.
Okay,
never mind.
note to self: to scare the shit out of someone in the future, add faces to the rollable table that they don't remember. That's genuinely brilliant. That's
Just-
so good.
Add random shit into their rollable table. Like what?
What the fuck?
We can fix
Ah,
all that.
Bryn, your son. He deserves this. I've been given an image. I hold him and I say,
Oh.
"Get the fuck ready, Seymour, because you're gonna get captain."
Oh my god! Oh, the little glasses. He still needs them. That
He can't
looks
see.
awesome.
Good job, Seymour.
Seymour
Good
did
job,
it.
Seymour. I
You've
still
done
don't know
it.
if Seymour can remember Sonder.
No.
I did not gain that from.
No. You
So
need
for
to, like, for a lot of them, you can tell instantly. I'm not telling you for some characters.
Yeah, but Seymour, for all I know, for all we know, for all I'm aware, Sonder rolled up to Seymour and handed him a mask, and Seymour's like, "Who the fuck are you, and why are you giving this to me?" And then he put it on anyway, because he was like, "I guess if it makes this stranger, leave me alone."
Oh, I gotta really quick set up one map really fast while we're doing a break, just so I can make sure.
Yeah, this is great.
Nice. I'm glad you're having a good time.
Very good, J-Man.
Thank you.
I would
I
love
spent-
for Sonder to go on more J-Man adventures if this is what they do.
Eh,
Fuck yeah.
I spent not a lot of time working on this.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine and valid. Because honestly, I'm down to just do Sonder sandbox randomizers.
Yeah.
It's really good. Rub Sonder on a bunch of people, see what happens.
Yeah. I'd be down to do that every once in a while. It's like, hey, we don't have anything going on. You want to put Sonder in a sandbox? Like, yeah, sure.
It just seemed like a fun game.
Maybe someone else can sometimes go with him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you gotta do.
That
There it
actually
goes.
sounds like a really good side story of like grab Amai and Sonder and just go roll dice. See what
Roll,
happens.
go, see what the fuck. Am I? I'm sorry, am I?
Amai's
You're
trying.
gonna-
Amai is like the character that I point at and go, "You're doing your best. You're doing your
I-
best, and you're a sweet boy, and you're doing your best."
I look at Amai and I look at my boy and I go, I'm so sorry. He's
Yeah.
going to be so rude to you.
Yeah.
And I get the feeling that you're just gonna let him do it.
Yup. It's
what?
it's like he 100% is like the rare character that I just go, oh, you're so sweet and you're doing your best, because like you'd think Cassius is that, but Cassius is 6 types of fucked up himself, and like
Yeah, Cassius is pretty sassy too.
Cassius is sassy, he's tough, he's not, he's doing his best in most things, but there are some areas that I'm like, yeah, Cassius is doing this to himself. He absolutely deserves some small amount of hell. And Amaya's just like, you're sweet boy. Unless you're being sassy to Barbados, then, you know.
I can feel that Sonder is going to be very rude to Amaya, and Amaya is just going to sit there and take it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so sorry. You can be rude to Sonder. He sucks. He's mean. He'll tell you to shut the fuck up to your face if you're Julius Tier.
He'll probably also, he also doesn't respond as negatively to rudeness as you might expect, looking at Smoke Witch. You're allowed to be a jackass to him.
Yeah.
You absolutely are. If you're looking for someone to just like be a dick to,
Look at Sonder and Julius Tier talk.
be in the abs, you can just be the highest tier jackass to Sonder, and he.
So long as you don't violate his rules.
Uh,
You just can't. Whereas Selef is a sweetheart, but violated the rules immediately.
oh, instantly!
Just don't
Selef
break the
is-
rules!
I apologize. I don't apologize to Selef. Selef broke the rules, so now Selef has to die. Selef broke the rules, so I don't apologize to Selef. Anyone who breaks the rules doesn't get an apology.
No.
But if you haven't broken the rules and Sonder's just being a dick to you, I apologize.
Okay. All right. I'm good. Everybody else good?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Type plus.
Plus.
I put a plus.
Nico, roll me a 1d9.
Okay. R/1. D9. Boop. Rolling dice.
Rolling dice. 8. All right. Let me see what that is. Roll again.
Momozawa again.
You go back to Momozawa.
Yeah, you go back to Momozawa's
Welcome
house.
back.
It's your new hell, Sonder.
4. Ha! Perfect.
Is it my wife?
Not quite yet, but we will get there.
I love my wife. Is it my other shitty girlfriend?
You'll see.
My other shitty girlfriend is Tyr, by the way.
Sonder, you've been invited out to hang out with none other than, let me find the map because
Who's
fucking
inviting? Why do people keep inviting Sonder to hang out?
Sonder, you've been invited out by none other than Julius T.
Yeah!
Shitty girlfriend. This is the one I live for. This is what I wanted. He's dropping his swing. He doesn't have to be lizard brained yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Julius will get him there. I bet he will. I'm sure he will.
Yeah, no, Julius Tier invited you out, and as a habit, these things go in one of a few ways. One of you decided to be hungry tonight. There is food sitting in front of you.
One of you
Neither
chose
eats of
hunger.
it.
I bet what happens when Sonder chooses hunger is he's been near Corvo for more than 5 seconds. Then he comes back and is like, I have to eat food right now.
We're gonna choose hunger, thirst, or bad customer on a D3. Hunger is 1, thirst is 2, bad customers 3. Bad customer.
Bad customers.
Oh no, what does that mean?
You have come in and ordered nothing.
Soliciting.
I see. You know what? Tyr can be a bad customer. Sonder hangs out at the cafe a lot, so he knows
yeah.
cafe etiquette. He orders a single cup of coffee.
Good for you, Sonder.
Doesn't
You,
drink.
Sonder.
Listen. You pay rent and coffee when you just hang out at a place.
That's fair.
That's the etiquette.
Tears sitting across the way and like sort of looks around. Huh. I think I remember this place not being so decorated. He like looks at the plant he looks at the plant, a finely crafted illusion that's hanging in the air, and he's just like
But these are like the
poking at
plants
it.
that were in. These are the things that were in the Ilman train, weren't they?
They are, yes. There's
Ah!
basically like an illusionary botanist that wanders around town, and if you want like a fake plant, they'll get you a fake plant.
Oh, I love that.
Tear
Where
pokes
are
at
we?
it.
Hold on. What map is this? Where are we?
This is the cross.
It is at Main Street, right
That-
next to the place where you talked to Bedolep.
Remind Nico, is the cross and Dust's place 2 different places?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 different places.
Okay, so we're not in Cat House.
We are not.
Cat House is where Max Higgins stabbed a man in the hand.
Yes.
Oh.
Dust
Sonder,
flows.
Sonder regards the plant and is like, they're nice. He likes the plants. He likes them.
Tears thinking about something. I
Sonder
wonder.
pings Tear.
I
Hold on.
wonder if they'd stop by Tide HQ.
With the flowers?
Yeah, for like a floral indoor thing. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't really do interior decoration.
Hold on. Didn't Tyr redecorate, like,
Yes!
renovate the Tide?
Yeah, he sure did.
Sandra's like, didn't you renovate the whole HQ?
I had to discover my inaptitude somehow. He's scratching his chin a little bit.
Sandra's sitting here bewildered, like, why didn't you just hire someone to do it?
I mean, I briefly considered something like that, but then Ami came back and, she said, she dared me. To scratch his
fucking
back of
idiot.
his head.
They're just like, you're a fucking idiot.
Listen, I gave it
You're
a
goddamn
shot.
Disaster.
I gave it a shot and it didn't turn out great. Fine. So, I was hoping for maybe like a take 2, maybe with a professional this time.
Yeah, you think?
I mean, all things considered, they can't do a worse job, right?
Sandra remained quiet.
I mean, if it was so bad, why didn't anyone tell me it was so bad while I was doing it? Tyr desperately hunts for an excuse.
Sandra looks at Tyr. God, I wish I have seen. I wish I had. I haven't seen the new map. Sandra's sitting there. Sandra considers that for a moment. He's like, I think it's because they like you.
He looks down. Shame that, really.
God, I love.
He looks at your coffee and is like, "Oh, I see. Yes. Excuse me. Can I have one coffee?"
The bartender looks up at you and then just kind of shrugs a bit, and you hear a very loud and poignant, "Get it yourself."
Tyr's like, "I see. Okay, I'll be right back."
Uh-huh.
Tyr goes into the back, gets a coffee, and comes back. And then sits down, sliding in. Wait, really quick. Doink. Yeah. Sits, looking at this for a second. Does not drink either.
Cup of coffee.
We're just sitting here with untouched cups of coffee.
So, you're more familiar with Old Town than I am. I think.
Sonder blinks. Most of my business comes out of Seaside, so we'll see.
How often are you called for jobs? Like, how busy are you overall? I'm genuinely curious, especially in this area. Sonder, you've been called so fucking much lately.
Yeah, Sonder kind of like leans back and he puts his arm like over the back of the thing. He's like, busier than usual, actually, which I thought business would dip with Riviera having eaten itself.
I was a little curious about that because, to some extent, I've realized something. A lot of people will put in a request with us at the Tide, and, if we're unable to do the job to their satisfaction, apparently they turn to some mysterious detective living in Seaside. There's a hint of a smile on Tyr's face as he says this.
Sonder, I fucking know what he's about to do. He's about to be real shitty.
Yeah.
Sonder leans back. He's holding his coffee, making the motions of someone who has a cup of beverage in their hand, and he goes, "Oh yeah?"
Yes, it's the strangest thing in the world. It's really funny because they'll reach out to the Tide and they'll say, "Oh, we've got an issue. It could be supernatural in nature." And then when I call for the follow-up later in the afternoon, they go, "Oh no, the problem is already solved."
Sonder sits back. Sonder sits back. He looks at Tyr dead in the eyes and goes, "Sounds like less work for you."
Tyr puts his hands together, and that is both a blessing and a curse. Because
leans an elbow on the table and puts his chin in his hand and is just like, just looking at Tyr, just watching him. Just like, it's very like, tell me more.
Because you have to understand, on the one hand, less work does indeed mean we can focus more on guarding, on ongoing cases, but at the same time, you are quite literally associated with the Tide, emotions with the dance, and it seems incredible to me that they will call the Tide and then cancel the call later saying, "No, Tide, you didn't handle this. We got a private contractor to handle it."
Sonder, when Tyr is like, "You did this to me," Sonder leans back and puts a hand on his chest and is like, "Me?"
All I'm saying is, listen, you don't have to change what you're doing, even vaguely. All you have to say is, I'm the captain of the Tide, and, why are you mmming?
Sonder's like, I don't know. I feel like he takes a moment. He does the thing where he makes the motions of someone who's like very strongly considering something. And he's like, I think it might be bad for business, you know. So they're looking for someone more impartial.
It's the same person. You solved the problems when you. No, I'm fine. It's
Sonder gets. I don't have a fun with this because I didn't think this was an emotion he would show. He gets a very shitty grin.
Dude, just sighs. You have to understand.
Look, if they're looking for someone who's not attached to a faction or an organization, why not let me handle it?
He lets out a long wince, like a. I guess that does sort of accomplish the best of both worlds.
Maybe. Sonder leans on the table. He puts his elbows on the table and leans in close, and he's like, maybe if people trusted the Tide more, you wouldn't be having this problem.
His eyes narrow and he leans in and he picks up his coffee and starts to grumble into it.
Sharp teeth.
You all are using your drinks as props and not touching them. He puts it back down on the table. Well, in that case, yes, I suppose the tide could be trusted a little more in the city. We currently we're struggling to make a good impression at the moment, but I guess that's improved over the last few weeks, he says, sort of clearing his throat slightly. It's true. The Tide's performance has improved over the last few weeks. You put the Tide through training. You made sure that they were prepared, and to some extent, they're now doing jobs that you can't do, Sonder, because, to tell you the truth, while you're good at the detective work, you aren't good at standing guard in 5 locations at the same time. All that long, inglorious, tedious work that does not involve a single person's particular expertise, the Tide now handles.
Sonder, when Tyr's like, the Tide's performance has improved, Sonder's like, look at that.
We're doing better, I suppose, as glorified guard dogs, but at the same time, I'm finding some sort of big break or big case to really drive home the point that we deserve our funding would be excellent. I didn't want to reframe it like this, but he leans in conspiratorially. If something
Sonder grins, big teeth.
If something comes across your desk that theoretically would be a slam dunk for the Tide, could you maybe bring it into work the next day?
Sonder, God. Tyr makes Sonder so shitty. What the fuck? Sonder grins, big teeth, again, makes a show of thinking. He kind of, like, looks up at the ceiling. He seems to be very strong when considering this. And he's like,
Tyr's squinting the entire time, noticing the fact that Sonder is not like this with anyone else. He's aware. He's like, what the fuck are you, what's going on in your head?
Sonder takes his coffee. He leans back. He puts his arm back on the back of the seat again. And he kind of like, he looks over and he starts watching people. Still big teeth, shitty grin, is like, I'll think about it.
He leans back, is like, I suppose that's all I could ask for. Hey, Rouse.
Yeah.
This is the most normal you've ever seen either of these people, and you've seen, like, they've been around occasionally, and they're both, not like this normally.
They're both garbage people.
Aliens.
Rouse is just glad that he didn't have to watch Tears sadly turn on the coffee maker again, because he doesn't know how to operate as a human being.
Oh yeah, Tears coffee is shit. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't need to taste it, it doesn't have to be good.
Exactly.
Like
you
when
get
Sonder's
it. You get it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's ignore the
Sonder's here,
fact
he
that
just,
when
like-
Tyr was living in the sewers, he would have to come to Rouse to work sometimes for money, and he would just be the worst employee.
Tyr.
Good thing Rouse is blind.
Tyr leans in again. Well, that aside, is there any chance you could, introduce me to,
Sonder's expression shifts as he senses Tyr about to ask him for something.
Yeah, he's about to ask for something annoying. You can feel it. This is gonna be annoying. Could you introduce me to, what was it called? The taxi?
Sonder, his expression shifts again. He goes from like, what the fuck are you about to say to me, to are you still on about that?
Yes, I'd like to see it.
Are you fucking serious right now?
Yes, I mean, listen, we're getting better at hunting different ghosts and other creatures.
You're not hunting the taxi.
Exactly.
He leans in and he points at Tyr like, I'm not letting you hunt the taxi.
Oh, I'm aware. I'm not going to hunt the taxi. He leans in. Listen, I want to see it
You
so I
hunt
know.
the taxi? He sits there and he's like, You hunt the taxi, I'll break your nose.
I'm not going to. You won't have to break my nose because I'm not going to hunt the taxi. I want to see the taxi so I know what not to hunt. Here is lying to you. He just wants to see this thing.
Sonder regards Tyr very closely. Now Sonder is squinting.
I think it'd be a wise decision to let me see it. Lots of mythical beasts roam the streets, and to have a list of the good ones would be very good.
Yes, the good ones. Puts a dartboard up.
Don't give me a dartboard. I'm a master of darts.
That's Sonder well known. Sonder leans back, and this time he actually does seem to be considering for real. Like he's not performing thinking. Yeah, you're right.
Tyr's entire body perks up. He seems genuinely shocked by that answer. Oh, really?
Yeah. Last thing I want is for the he kind of makes a motion. It means nothing, but he's referencing the taxi. Is to see that thing limping around because you fucking stabbed him.
Yes, and the last thing that I want is a broken nose as a result of that.
No, I'll lay you out flat in a second.
Tyr smiles. It's like, Rouse, money's on the table.
Mm-hmm. He just shrugs. Tell me, is it really there?
Yeah, it's really there. Tyr's like an asshole, but he's not that kind of an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, Sonder pays too. Just to make it clear, the way Sonder pays for things when he just leaves money on the table is he just puts down money. It is always way more than necessary. He just throws it down and is like, all right, I'm done. That's all I'm doing.
Tyr also just puts down money as he walks away and is like, looks back to Sonder and is like, I literally have to write off lunches in general, and I don't eat. So, gestures back at the table.
Yeah, Sonder, like, yeah.
Gotta use up what's called a meeting budget. He waves his hand.
You two head outside to Main Street.
Yes. Please flag the taxi, Sonder. Please. Have the taxi beat the shit out of Julius Tyr.
What is this? What am I looking at? Why does it look like it's not a part of this universe?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry
I guess
about
I'm
it.
not worried about it. Okay, I guess Sonder, because you don't really flag the taxi. Sonder pings for the taxi. Try to see if he can figure out where it is. If he can like feel it anywhere.
All right.
Yeah, give me a.
Rolling for you sack of shit. I see you. Why am I being mean to Tyr? I have no reason to be mean to Julius.
Yeah, seriously, I'm such a nice guy.
Shut the fuck up.
You ping for the taxi, and you feel the ambient taxi auras sitting around somewhere. It is an old town right now. It is stomping around somewhere beneath the city. Actually, not too far. If you were to pungus it near you, it would probably show up.
You were to pungus it? Sure, he'll pungus.
Okay. Let me really quick. You perform the classic Sond pungus, and in that moment, you hear the taxi's footsteps stop. As it turns around, you hear the
Oh, it's coming.
Hit more and more as the street suddenly fills up with an eerie fog for just a moment.
I'm happy, Sond. He loves the taxi. Sonder stands close to Tyr. It's he's watching Tyr. He's like,
yeah, Tyr's like,
your hand go for that sword, I'm gonna break it.
You want to hold my sword? You can take it. It's fine.
The street begins to fill
Just keep
more
it to
and more
yourself.
with the mist, you both being surrounded by it slightly. And in that moment, you hear the as a figure begins to warp around and it begins to slowly watch between you, Sonder, and Tears. It stomps around, passing behind Tear, almost phasing through this wall. And then it stops in front of you, and then
Sonder
it
tracks the taxi.
boom. It looks
Hey.
at you, Sonder.
Sonder smiles at the taxi. Hey.
The taxi kind of like leans down at you and then looks at you, then it looks at that guy.
Tears gonna look at the taxi.
Sonder walks up to the taxi and holds out a hand like you do for a horse.
The taxi will put down its giant taxi face in front of Sonder to horse pat it.
To receive pats.
Here.
Excellent.
Tyr lets out sort of a grunt and relaxes his posture and moves forward a little bit. Do you know how long this one's been within the city?
No idea. When did Sonder start encountering the taxi? Taxi showed up like fairly recently, didn't it?
Yeah, you first encountered the taxi about a year and a month ago.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, this one seems to be, I don't know, younger than the rest of them?
Tyr's expression softens greatly, hearing the relative youngness of this creature. Okay, well, that's good.
Sonder pats the taxi and starts talking to the taxi. How you been? It's been a while.
You feel various like it's almost like looking at stoplights turning on and off with it. It doesn't actually talk, but you
Yeah.
kind of get a general vibe and read. You hear it complain about some bastard that tried to stop it underneath and it just stepped on it and kept running.
Sonder laughs at that. Idiot getting in front of the taxi. Fuck you.
Don't do that.
Julius Tyr is going to step forward and very rigidly introduce himself. My name is Julius Tyr, acting Tidemaster. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. He bows deeply.
Sonder is gonna watch them interact, see if Tyr gets his ass stomped on.
Tyr, you look at the taxi and you bow to it, and it looks at you, and it looks at you, and it keeps on looking at you, Tyr, as its weird spiral eyes keep on looking at you, and it shifts colors into a pure turquoise as it continues to stare deep into you. Tyr, how are you feeling right now?
The best way to put it is he's locked into yellow. If he was locked into red, he'd be a fucking bastard about this. If he was locked into blue, he'd be a sad bastard about this. And if he was locked into silver, fuck if I know. He's locked into yellow, and literally looking between Sonder and the taxi, he has accepted his current lot in life, is bowing his head, and is just like, this is who I am now. I gotta look at this taxi. I gotta, at the very least, talk to it. If it stomps me, whatever, that's fine. I'll have met it, whatever. Like, Tyr is doing his fucking job right now, is the best way to put it. He seems genuine about wanting to meet all of the supernatural creatures of the city to determine their hostility.
The taxi lets out a very deep and long exhale as a plume of mist flies into your face, Tyr, as it continues to look at you, and you just kind of hear a oh.
Tyr, sort of head still bowed, peeks over to Sonder. Is that good?
How's the taxi feeling?
The
What's he getting
taxi
from the taxi?
the taxi is currently wondering if this guy is trying to get a ticket to ride.
Sonder looks at the taxi and shakes his head.
Taxi, its colors quickly shift and then back to normal. It looks at you, Tyr. If you had said yes, it was going to send you to the taxi dimension where you have to answer its riddles 4.
I think he might have picked that if he'd chosen another color, but this time he's just like, okay, taxi registered, I know it's real now, I'm good. I know what it looks like.
Sonder, you feel the little pinguses of various lights inside the taxi, and you kind of get it's wondering why it's been called here currently.
Sonder explains to the taxi. He's like, he looks at Tyr and is like, I'm making sure that none of them come after you. You're not one of the dangerous ones.
Its demeanor swaps again, and then almost immediately its colors begin to change back. Taxi's interesting. It whenever it does swap colors, it does physically change colors in actuality. It's like watching an almost chameleon-esque reaction happen.
Like not watching
Yeah,
Nakua.
Sonder kind of gives a little bit of a bow to it and is like, I'm making sure the tide knows the difference.
It looks at you, and then it then kind of almost like does a quick curl around spin and looks at Tyr, and it actually gets uncomfortably close to your face, Tyr.
Let's roll to see if he fucking flinches. Yeah, he might flinch. Yeah, I'm gonna say Tyr flinches.
It continues.
Watches Tyr.
Flinch drop.
You get a feeling that you're being tested right now, Tyr.
Oh boy.
Sonder also watches Tyr. Tyr is being scrutinized by 2 cryptids. Remember, Tyr, you're gonna get your shit rocked. Don't get your shit rocked.
Time to see
Don't
if
do
Tyr
it.
gets his shit rocked or not. Tyr sort of like feels this thing staring down at him, and he takes a step backwards, sort of puts some distance between himself and the taxi for a moment, and then looks around, and he takes one hand, sort of sighs, and swishes the hair out of his eyes. Now, at the same time, my group are a group of monster hunters, primarily.
Sonder squints at Tyr.
Our focus right now is to move into the city and make sure that no creature of the night
Sonder squints at Tyr.
can travel through the busy streets of Seaside, particularly around Pinion Tower. He sort of sighs. I've been given certain patrol routes. Certain areas that the Tide are meant to maintain for merchant interests, first and foremost. He reaches down and actually pulls out a slip of paper and then holds it out to Sonder and flicks it over to him. If you're interested, these are the areas that exorcists and other monster hunters are going to be patrolling in the future.
Did you just offer the taxi a "this is where to watch out" bitch
Yeah.
list?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, there's a bunch of exorcists in town hired by Araneo wandering around. Here is the mini-map on which they all rest.
Gotta heal all those.
Sonder
No.
looks at the taxi.
At this point, I don't care if I get trampled. I got the information across. Sonder, it's been nice knowing you.
Sonder looks at Tyr like, you're a fucking disaster. It's the same look as before. It's like, you're a fucking disaster.
Listen, I just... yes.
It's interesting. You feel it go through a myriad of things in the very specific order. First, it goes through this, and then it goes to this, and then it goes to this, and then lastly, it lands here, and then it drops, looks at you, Tyr, and then it doesn't stomp on you, Tyr. It kicks you this way.
Tyr's going to, do you want to clash?
Sure, let me lock in its red again.
Yeah, locked in that red. Let's hit each other. We've both got an even chance of success. Yes!
Get fucked.
Yes!
Yeah.
Tyr flies into the trees and slams into them.
You feel as if the taxi has been slightly disrespected by you saying these things.
Slowly rises back to his feet. Maybe I deserve that. Oh,
The taxi looks
good?
at Sonder.
I'm fine.
Sonder looks at the taxi and he's like, don't worry, I'll keep him off the case.
The taxi just kind of humps again, and once again a massive billowing amount of fog begins to escape from it as it once again disappears into the mist, completely disappearing.
Well, now won't have to worry about Karsh spotting that thing at 2 a.m. and getting trampled. Oh. Oh. Well,
You good?
yeah, that went better than most of my meetings with creatures like that. Huh. I guess, he looks down at himself. Huh. Guess I'm a creature like that too now. Ugh. He sort of straightens up, and you notice the blood trickling from his mouth is translucent and silvery.
Sonder looks at Tyr and considers telling him to go see Chan. It's like, I don't know if Chan knows how to deal with that.
Oh, no, give me 5-10 minutes, I'll be fine.
He really fucked you up, huh?
4 cracked ribs.
Sonder almost laughs at you.
No, go ahead, laugh, it's funny. He lurches over backwards. You notice that Tyr is regenerating at a horrifyingly fast pace.
Well, that was the taxi.
Yep. Oh, nice to... I'm never riding that thing. Never. I didn't even want to.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
He squints at you.
What?
Maybe not so bad for you. Ugh.
Maybe if you didn't keep pissing him off.
I don't... like, lets out a guttural noise and then slides down and plops on the ground. In the days before...
Joins Tyr on the ground.
In the days before, I suppose, I knew the better difference between, beneficial creatures such as the taxi and, others. The tide itself slew a great deal of monsters without ever bothering to understand them, I suppose. He, like, stretches out, he cracks his back slightly as he starts to regenerate. I suppose this is just a fraction of the karmic retribution I deserve. He pats his chest. And sort of relaxes.
Yeah, Sonder looks down at the roads. And is like, I guess it's different. Hunting monsters and hunting them.
He sort of nods.
A lot of them live in the city the same way we do. It's only a few of them that are causing problems. And they're really causing problems for the rest of them, too.
He sort of sighs. And it takes a perspective like that to be able to, well, figure out exactly where and what you should do. He cocks an eye open, looking over to the side. I think I'll be counting on your services in the future when it comes to telling right from wrong, especially vis-a-vis these creatures. He, relaxes back. I've discovered I have no eye for it myself. He collapses back on the ground, the pain spreading throughout his body.
Sonder looks at Tyr on the ground and goes, yeah, like interior design, right?
I have to discover I have an ineptitude somehow. He stretches out.
To be fair, you've never been good with people.
Yeah. He mumbles. I find it easier to be a skeptic of all things than to be accepting of all things. better to distrust and distance by default than get too close and get yourself burned.
Sonder blinks down at him.
You realize the horrifying thing that Tyr is saying as he looks over to you, Sonder. So it looks like I'll be counting on you to tell the good from the bad. You realize, Sonder, that Tyr is putting you in the unenviable position of telling him who is socially more acceptable, especially amongst the Legion and the Phantasms.
Sonder blinks down at Tyr. You know, you could
Yes?
just try improving your people skills.
He crawls his way back up. How
You don't
so?
have to trust them, but you could give them the benefit of the doubt from time to time. Maybe
Am I-
don't view everything as a monster. He says, his iris is shrinking a little bit.
Tyr sort of exhales. I don't view everyone as a monster. I view them all as people. And I'm discovering, people are difficult.
Oh, well, yeah.
He says, very noticeably touching his ribs, as he says people are difficult.
Yeah, well, fortunately for you, not all of them kick like that. He's talking about people in general.
I suppose not.
If they did, you'd probably be dead again.
Fuck. LMAO.
He sighs. And improving my people. Okay. Let me put it like this. He tenses his hands. You can tell he's now giving an explanation to you that he practices against people in the shower that he has probably never given to another human in his life. People skills. If you develop them, it's a lot like developing sword skills. No, bear with me! Bear with me!
I'm Julius Tyr, and I love swords.
His expression starts to shift.
Listen, hear me out. When you teach specifically younger people how to use the sword, they'll want to use it in the future. Unless you're very careful about the methods in which you teach them, it will encourage them to be more violent. So you have to teach them temperance first. You have to.
So his expression is like, you're watching just like slowly shift to different flavors of what the fuck are you talking about?
So, follow me here.
I'm trying.
With people skills, if you develop people skills just the same, won't you want to go out and use them and socialize more? Won't I feel the encouragement to forge bonds with others?
Saunders like trying to put math together.
Tyr is stating this like, and obviously that's a self-evident bad thing, waiting for you to jump to the same conclusion that he has.
And you're equating that to violence?
Yes, exactly. Like, I haven't worked on my interpersonal skills too much because I haven't wanted to feel the encouragement or the drive to go out and socialize.
Julius.
Yes.
Saunders kind of like now it's Saunders' turn to like, he takes on a tone that's like, I'm a level with you. Julius. You wouldn't call me a people person, would you?
Absolutely not.
Right. Do you know how I've managed to get half as much done as I have
He thinks about that, and then despite everything, sitting on the ground, a look of 100% innocence on his face as he states this. Because you're exceptionally competent and efficient?
Sonder, for a second, kind of like, his expression shifts very briefly to like, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Besides that. He leans real close, looks Julius in the face, and goes, because I make connections.
He exhales, scratches the back of his head. And that doesn't drive you up a wall.
Not always.
He sort of winces at the concept.
Some connections are more troublesome than others. He looks pointedly at Julius.
That bounces off his head.
Shrink
Oblivious 100%. He does not process that. Well, personally, I'd much rather pick out a small collection of connections and instead rely only on those people.
Sonder blinks a little bit. I suppose that's fair.
But, well, he sort of stands up. If it'll stop me from getting kicked in the chest so much, learning how to better communicate with the supernaturally inclined side of the population might be nice.
Taxi is the only one that'll kick you in the chest.
What about the rest?
They're worse.
Let's have a laugh. Oh, I probably shouldn't be eager for conflict.
We're talking about physical attacks with the taxi. The taxi hits you. Some of the others have more, he kind of like makes a vague hand motion. A creative assaults.
How
looks in tears and ribs.
Okay, be honest with me. How often have you been attacked by these creatures?
Sonder thinks. Probably not as often as you're gonna be.
Tears' expression just goes blank. I see. That's all he's saying.
Sonder shrugs a little bit and he's like, I seem to get along well down there.
I don't, even remotely.
No?
No, of course not. They, despise me. Sort of straightens up.
It hasn't really bothered me too much.
Have you managed to piss off their boss? He straightens up, cracks his back slightly.
Sonder looks at tears like, oh
yeah.
You made him mad, didn't you?
That dog hates me.
Flashback to Saunders sucker punching a boy in the face.
Yes, Saunders sucker punched the dog in the face and doesn't think about that.
No. Sonder thinking about Sonder with him and Vaughn planning to go fight the dog, like, As we'll see how that goes.
If anything will give me the leg up, I'll take it. He sort of starts to stride. He's healed up, you've noticed. Moving off in this direction. Thank you for, what do they say? He gestures with his hand. Yes, of course. He bows. Thank you for the rousing conversation. This dinner date was most delightful. Dude, let's have a laugh after saying that. Seriously, it was nice to get off work for a bit.
I'm sure. tear into his mountains and mountains of paper.
It's been agony. Talking to you, I can actually sort of relax, even if it does end with me having a few ribs broken.
That was your own fault. I wasn't gonna make you talk to the taxi.
I'm building connections, come on. Someday I'll be as efficient as you and everyone will trust the tide.
Sonder, like, if we're relying on you, they're doomed.
Oh, that sounds like a challenge. Wait a second, you're part of the tide. Hold on. If we think about this mathematically, the tide is you plus a bunch of other people. So we should be able to outperform what you can do, correct?
Sonder considers the other members of the tide. He's like, I mean, you guys got a chance.
Sonder, I don't know how to say this to you, but mathematically speaking, that's like saying if it's a coin toss whether we're holding you back or not.
You
Looks at Tyr and is like, Sonder looks at Tyr and like, he doesn't say it because it's too mean. And he's like, well, I am taking my own. I am still getting business. You know what? He does say it. He does say it out loud. I mean, I am still getting business, so.
Tyr's eyes just narrowed. He walks behind you, muttering.
You two head out into the night, vibing together. This is another great night, honestly, Sonder. You've been having some pretty good nights here in good old Main
That
Street.
shit.
What do you mean, Sonder? After all, you finally got that good old tip of the location from your good friend Fumroll from the Mirage District.
Mhm.
And you know what? That's been great for you. And you know what? Fucking, despite everything, once I find the goddamn map, because hell, everything's in hell.
I mean, yeah, this is Indigo.
That's how they get
This
me.
is Sonder.
My eyes rapidly moving between. There we go.
Sonder ruins Julius Tyr in real time.
Sonder!
Sonder.
You dragged Maxie Higgins and fucking all the way up here to a strange little shop in.
I'm gonna disagree. I don't think Sonder dragged Maxie Higgins. I think he made a report that he got a lead, and Maxie Higgins was like, excellent, you and me are going right this instant, and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. You got info of this place from Smoke Witch, actually. This spot is a place in the graveyard district, actually straight up next to the graveyard. All you know is that this place is apparently run as a sort of almost clinic, but that's pretty frequented by the Riviera whenever they don't want to go to Testudos. Whoever runs this place apparently got kicked out of the Testudos after a little while because, according to what you've heard, Sonder, too war crimesy even for the Testudos.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what is... what do you have to do to get kicked out of the Testudos?
Maxie Higgins takes a few steps up.
Sonder pings.
You ping?
He pings.
Alright,
not for the little dude. He's pinging for the... gross. He's pinging for gross.
Oh, you're pinging for the gross?
Yeah, he's pinging to locate the gross.
I will tell you right now, it is definitely here.
Okay,
You-
we'll ping anyway.
Alright.
Let's see if anyone is like in this building.
Okay, give me a roll to die.
Yep. Right.
Alright, yeah.
He's gonna lock
Sonder,
do
you
it.
and Maxie walk forward a little bit into this room, what appears to be a meeting room, and up ahead you see a shining lantern almost illuminating the room, and then you see someone standing behind the desk, sitting there, signing off papers. You wish. You wish. You see someone there, signing papers in the darkness. They look up at you, Sonder. They look up at both you and Higgins,
Sonder
and
looks
then
at
they
them.
walk closer into the light. Hello. Can I help you, either of you, today? Higgins speaks up. Yeah, actually. He takes a few steps forward and puts his hands on the desk. So, my bud here, Sonder. Calls you bud.
Yeah.
We were looking for, he snaps his fingers, magic artifacts. Apparently he says that someone told him that you had some here. She looks up at the both of you, and I'm actually gonna roll the die for her really quick. Ha! Get fucked.
Get fucked.
She looks at the both of you. I do have some here. Why do you ask? He looks over at Sonder, actually.
Sonder steps forward, and I imagine he got the thing back from Fumro.
Yeah.
Because he needs it, and he puts it on the desk and slides it forward and is like, I'm looking for the source of these.
She picks it up, examines it rather closely. I do know what you're looking for, yes. Please,
Oh, yeah?
come into the back room. She walks up here, and from over here, I can now delete that. She walks up and goes into the back room.
Sonder keeps his horrible, gross obelisk.
Higgins and Sonder, you both walk forward, you enter the back room, and you keep going. Higgins is actually going to let you take the lead here.
Oh god, is he?
Yes. He's just
Sonder-
watching you.
Sonder watches Higgins as he passes.
She, behind here, gestures forward for you both to come back here. She stands in front of what you can see to be an alembic surrounded by 4 of those obelisks. Is this what you were looking for?
Looks like it.
I see. She rolls to die. Locks in her pink despite it being on white, don't worry.
Okay, fair enough.
There's not a pink thing in the API, so we just picked white.
I mean, that's fair and valid.
Yes. She nods. Might I ask what you want with this information?
Sonder tilts his head a little bit. You the one making these?
Yes,
He sounds actually like more curious than anything.
I am.
Huh. We heard people were collecting them, trying to figure out, you know. Just wanted to know why.
I see. I am the one distributing them, and I'm also the one reselling them.
Reselling.
Sorry, recollecting is a better word for it.
He tilts his head again.
She gestures at it. Yes. She kind of looks at it. I've been having some people go in and out and about, recollecting the ones I've distributed out there. Had to have them soak up something for me.
Huh. What are you doing with them?
She looks at you both. I want someone dead.
Saunders' horrible reflective eyes shift from this to her. Oh yeah?
Yes.
A lot of trouble to go through, isn't it?
Oh, anything for someone who gives me this amount of trouble.
So they're not dead yet.
Not yet, no, but soon. Very soon.
Huh. So that murder was not intended.
Would not seem like it.
Interesting. Who would you go through so much trouble to get rid of?
She thinks about that for a second. Sonder, you almost hear a clicking from behind you. And she then speaks up. There's a man from the church. His name is. And then the scene skips again. Once again, everything skips forward. Higgins has taken a step forward and is pointing a gun at her, and she has her hands on the table. And then, in a moment, she cuts her thumb with a small little scalpel and places her blood on the circle around it. It causes a spark, which causes the four obelisks around it to begin to dematerialize within the within the circle. As the room, as from the alembic, a gas begins to fill the room more and more and more. As it continues to fill this entire clinic all around. Sonder,
Sonder.
you look over to Higgins. He's frozen. He's completely stuck. She looks up at you, Sonder. Interesting. Why
He
haven't
looks
you
at her.
stopped?
Sonder blinks slowly. Huh. He goes and he says something nonsensical. He looks at her and he goes, I hadn't considered it.
She tilts her head, and in that moment, you say you didn't consider it. And then once again, Sonder, give me a roll to die.
Roll to die. Bip. Oh.
Okay. Sonder, you feel something behind you.
Fuck.
You
Sonder
didn't
whirls
consider
on
it.
it.
You. What'd you say you're doing?
He turns around immediately. He whirls around like a fucking. like you just yanked a coyote's tail.
It continues to look at you, and it is once again looking directly at you, Sonder. Something about this scene was strange. It's almost as if it didn't like a certain part of this. It continues to look at you, though.
What's happened? What's got?
She isn't moving.
We're unstuck again, aren't we?
What was that?
We're unstuck again, aren't we? We're unstuck in time.
Yeah. She isn't moving. Neither is Higgins now.
He registers this and approaches the thing, and he gets real close. He looks it right in its stupid eyes.
You look it right in its stupid eyes, and you look closer and closer, and it gives you a smile.
He bristles.
What was that?
He bristles. It did not like that.
It sits there and just kind of stares at you.
He's gonna grab it.
You're gonna grab it? I'm actually going
Yeah,
to.
he's gonna grab
As you
it.
reach out for it, Sonder, I'm going to delete this Sond,
Oh, God.
and I'm going to place
Oh, no.
Zond.
Okay. That's slightly different from what I expected.
Oh, don't worry. It's not time for that yet.
Oh, God.
You grab it. Sonder, give me a roll to do. You roll to do, and you grab at it. And, in this case, it has absolutely no dice. It cannot roll to die, it cannot roll to resist at all.
Why do I feel like something fuck is gonna happen?
What's wrong, Sonder?
Listen, we're just let's go. Let's go.
Sonder, you grab at it, and it's weird. It's almost as if your very perception melts into this thing. You continue to reach into it deeper and deeper and deeper, and you go so very deep, deep and deep and deep and deep and deep and deep into it. Sonder,
Oh, where the fuck are we now?
you arrive in a place.
He arrives in a place.
You look around and you see various things. You see a mossy floor covered in rocks and trees and mushrooms and plants. You see some bookshelves retaining all sorts of information. You see a giant obelisk surrounding the corners of the room. You see trees, and including one that's not on the right part of the map layer. Let me just. There we go. You even see a place to cook and enjoy food, or even make some drinks to enjoy. As then you look directly in front of you, Sonder, and you see it. It sits there and looks at you, Sonder, and then.
Sandra looks at it.
Whoops, that's the wrong. Oh, that's the wrong one. The record player next to the couch begins to play, and it continues to look at you.
Sandra takes in this fucking nightmare, this fucking fever dream. What do you want? He's
It,
testing. He doesn't know if it will talk to him, but he's trying to see how sentient this thing is.
Give me a roll of die.
Roll to die. Bip.
You may lock in something if you wish, but it does not matter. You
Pop his blue back on.
you you speak out to it, and strangely enough, you actually do hear something. You hear a sound coming from it. I I I'm I'm looking for I am looking for something to latch onto.
Sonder kind of. He looks at it and he leans back. Why?
It its head moves around as it starts listening to the music more and more and more and more and more. I I I I heard that you take on cases.
That's right.
You look at it and then you feel a smile play on its face. That's good. Very good. That's what I was hoping for. I I was watching the replay. One of those things in your mind has been bugging me, not letting me latch on.
In my mind.
I need a concept.
He has a war flashback to Momozawa.
Someone in your mind hasn't let me leave.
Leave?
I would like to latch on to a concept.
You want to latch on to me? He remembers Momozawa.
Its expression changes. No, you are not enough.
Interesting.
I need to leave.
Leave. Leave where? Leave here?
Yes. I'm glad you reached out to me.
Sonder. When did I do that?
A while back. It was that time. It was. He kind of moves his hand around in his place. That morning, you got a call from Julius.
The hunt.
You think back to the start of, yeah,
I'm Julius Tear and I like swords.
yeah.
Sonder blinks. What's your name?
I am. Its voice goes flat right now. I haven't been given concept yet. I'm finding it currently. I suppose right now I would just be that. Very much so, Sonder. It plays in your head. A word. That.
Huh. It's trying to form.
That's right. Trying to latch onto a concept is rather difficult nowadays, especially given the new ones in the city. I was so good out there. I had to latch onto some. You're like a black hole. Just being near you was enough to be something.
And now you're stuck.
Yes. I can't leave yet. Something in your mind won't let me out.
Tell me. He kind of like leans back a little bit. What would you do if you got to leave?
He looks to himself and then gestures around the room. Latch onto a concept.
He thinks about all of the others. The roads. The taxi.
Think about the taxi.
Yeah, he thinks about the taxi. Some of the others he's come across. Stigma.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy. What are you stuck on?
Something, it's like a repetition in your mind. It's not in a singular place. I can't leave that repetition.
Nico consults the snack pack. Is it the one I keep seeing you in? You stuck in there?
It thinks to himself a
He's
little bit.
the question specifically is, are you stuck in that dumb, horrible memory of Maxie Higgins dragging him around to solve a murder?
Yes. Sometimes it's different. I was able to, after the 7th time, make myself break through it slightly. It helps that you seem to dislike it more and more every time it happens.
Sonder, God, his demeanor changes and he kind of gets a very oh my fucking God kind of expression, and he leans back onto the couch and he's like, you've been pissing me off on purpose.
Yes. It was the only way to get your attention. I saw with that man, you only really spoke when you were mad.
I see. Sonder thinks. Well, it looks like the only way to get rid of you is to get you out, huh?
That would be good,
The only way
yes.
to do that is to unstick you. But how do I know you're not gonna run around and cause trouble?
As of right now, I cannot give you that. Our nature, as loose beings, we don't have a will right now, and we won't later either. We'll just become instinct. Depends on what I latch onto as concepts.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sonder weighs his options. He's like, do I let you out? Do I crunch you?
You could just crunch him.
He can't just crunch him. Guess you deserve a chance, don't you?
It silently stares at you.
Are you looking to me to give you a concept? Or are you just hoping to find one out there?
Its expression remains the same. You can, if you like, but just letting me out would be enough.
Okay. Sonder has resolved to allow this to, however he can, let this guy go. We'll give him the option to choose.
Oh boy, you're letting him choose.
Yeah. He's just a little dude. Actually, would that be mean or would it not? I'm gonna roll for something. Wow, that.
What does your brain tell you, Sonder?
We've got a decent combination lizard brain and. Oh, but the blue is high. Oh my goodness. Sonder leans back on the table a little bit. Oh, all of these things are like. It's been watching him. Sonder looks around. And he looks at this creature. And he considers what they've been through together.
Yeah.
And he looks at its dumb, stupid eyes. And he leans on this table. He leans a little bit forward. And he goes, I think you already found your concept.
Its expression changes. What would that mean?
He looks around again. And he considers everything it's said and everything it's been stuck to. And he goes, repetition.
Ewan?
Everything it's constructed in this little room.
It looks around and it thinks to itself, repetition. Oh, that might do. Maybe. Hopefully there'd be no competition.
Sonder considers all of the others that he knows as like, I don't think so. At least I haven't met anyone.
It smiles at you once again. You would call me Phantasm of Repetition.
If that's what you'd like.
I see. That is at least a first starting step. I am still without concept after all. I can't complain.
And you're still stuck to me.
Unless I broke off. It would take, most likely, breaking me or breaking off a piece of you.
Sonder gets lizardy. Hold. We're gonna, yeah. Well, what piece? He's stuck with a dilemma. He is, because let's see.
Sans dilemma.
Yeah, the Sans dilemma. He doesn't like giving things up, but he also is pretty sure if they break a piece of this thing off, it's gonna stay in him and cause problems. He thinks it would probably take what it's stuck to. Fine. Let's get you out of here. He's made a decision. He doesn't want it in him more than he wants to keep that shitty Maxie Higgins memory.
Yeah. You're going to shave off that piece of shitty Maxie Higgins memory?
Yeah?
Oh boy. Sonder. I'm gonna have to have you roll against your own
wait.
fucking brain.
Hold on. I just considered something else. If
Yeah.
it takes a piece of that memory, it'll take Maxie with it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God. This is all a terrible Russian roulette of how terrible of mitigating damage. You know what? Give it the right to choose. He's gonna. It doesn't really have too much free will, but you know what? He'll give it the option. What do you want?
Do I want? Its expression
What would
changed.
you prefer?
Being smashed to pieces or carving off a piece of you to latch onto. That could be. It thinks to itself. It has no dice to roll, it has no decision to be made for itself, but it continues to think.
Can't.
Oh.
We've got two of them, two of these. They are the same problem.
We could simplify. I believe.
Or could I
You-
attach you to something else? Hold on, Sonder cuts it off because he has a thought. Could I attach you to something else?
I suppose, yes. You could do that.
Hold on, I'm consulting the snack bag.
Depends on what, though.
Yeah, you need something substantial, right? Something you can keep. Consulting the snack bag. Ah.
What is it?
Oh, I'm having the stupidest thought in existence.
Yes?
What is Owl Ghost? That's a non-potable bond. What did past me do? I'm gonna whatever. Okay.
Is Aza the owl ghost?
No, because Aza is her own thing.
Solitarius, Noctua's owl ghost?
Yes, that's what it is. Okay, that's what the Owl Ghost is. All right, we figured it out. Can Sonder attach it to? He's got a bond with Vaughn.
Are you gonna attach it to fucking Vaughn?
Yeah,
You
I
are?
think so. It's either gonna be Vaughn or the team bond from Chapter 2. I think he's gonna attach it to Vaughn.
Oh boy.
He's gonna attach it to his current bond with Vaughn. Because he's
Son.
like, what can I attach this thing to that won't lead to it becoming a murderer later? Because if I let it take that piece that has Maxie Higgins in it, it's going to internalize Maxie Higgins, and I can't fucking have that happen. Saunders like, I will keep Maxie Higgins inside of me if it means not giving this, not allowing this thing to take Maxie Higgins out of Sonder.
So you're giving it the Vaughn bond.
Yes. The
You
Vaughn bond that he's carrying around, that he hasn't eaten, because he got another one. He's gonna give it that.
you pass over the Vaughn bond as you make that area present. Its expression changes again for a brief moment, and then it expression shifts back. Oh, the Leviathan. I've heard of him in your mind. Interesting one he is. Something of him. Interesting. I think this will do. Well, hopefully.
At the very least, it'll get you started.
Hopefully, in my next form, we will not kill each other. We will see.
Let's hope.
That is what instinct is for, after all. It begins to, you kind of see it as you pass over your Vaughn bond to it, as it begins to slowly dissipate more and more and more and more and more.
You better fucking appreciate that. He used that bond to save Noctua and then used Noctua to kill Maxie again.
Yeah, it's true.
Vaughn is an invaluable bond.
Sonder, how do you feel about this right now?
A little annoyed that he had to go through this at all. But at the same time, there's curious. He's interested to see what that little dude does.
You break through him, and he dissipates out. And Sonder,
Dumpster
you
the Vaughn bond. I'm gonna put that.
goodbye, Vaughn Bond. Sonder, you ended your experience with that, and you begin to slowly refocus in on the world around you as soon as I find the fucking map, because I will die on the inside. You know what? No, there's not enough time to war another 5-minute break. I just have to find the map because I'm in hell. I'm in hell. I'm in hell. I'm in hell. You're in hell, Sonder. I put you in hell. I put
He
you in
is in
hell with
hell.
that.
You made him give up a pellet.
I did. I did do that. God,
Annoyed.
where the fuck is Haunted District? There it is.
How dare you ask this dumb, horrible creature to give up one of its pellets?
Sonder,
Sonder.
you come too.
Oh shit.
You're outside of that mansion. You and
Sonder
Karsh and Julius Tier had
into existence.
You and Karsh and Julius Tier had just investigated this mansion that this guy was blabbering on about some weird shade he had been seeing around frequently in here. And was not shutting up about it, and you guys went through there and you didn't find shit.
Oh, that was that. Another hard days of I'm tired. Starts to walk. I mean, we could go around for another look. We didn't find anything after all. That's the problem. We didn't find anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Tyr starts to frustratedly
Sonder.
shift ahead.
Sonder looks back at the building, dazed.
I mean, like, the guy insists that he saw something, though, boss. Come on. Tyr's like, okay. Not everything in the city is a ghost or ghost-related. Sometimes somebody kids break into that place all the time. Is like, they dare each other to go in there and see if they could steal something. It was probably just that. Oh, huh. So it's a robbery then? Yes, probably, but we don't do robberies anymore. He looks over to Sonder for support.
Sonder's lightly dazed.
What? You come on, you didn't pick up anything, did you?
Sonder.
I didn't smell anything. Karsh says off to the side.
My fucking idiot boy, my wife, my shitty idiot wife. Sonder, who was kind of just like following them and like, what the fuck what the shit? He stops and his the horrible bright eyes of the mask snap to Tyr, and he's like, I'm not sure yet.
Tyr kind of shrugs. Oh, I guess that's better than there's absolutely nothing there. Yeah, I still think something's there. Karsh started mumbling off to the side. She's like, okay.
Can Tyr actually sense anything? Is he just
Oh, Tyr can sense things particularly well. It's annoying almost.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's the whole reason Sonder's constantly fighting with him. All right,
yeah.
You're right.
Tyr throws up his hands. Look, I'm just saying that it doesn't require the 3 top officials of the Tide. Looks at Sonder, the 2 top officials of the Tide. Karsh is like, yeah, I don't think I particularly have a high up role. Always seemed so close with Vaughn, I just assumed you were next in line to be captain or something. Both of them look at Sonder, the new captain.
Vaughn doesn't exist, Karsh.
Yeah. Karsh sort of blinks a few times. Huh? Tyr loudly clears his throat. Good work today, everyone. He awkwardly tries to move the conversation on. Karsh blinks a few times and stares like, seriously, who, what?
We'll talk about it later. He says, not going to talk about it.
Yeah. Tyr and Sonder have the exact same approach with this.
Sonder takes a deep breath, the fucking bright mist emits from his horrible mask.
Do you think, question. Do you think we scared that man back there? Huh? Why would we?
Yeah, Sonder and Karsh like,
He seemed terrified. Of us.
He was complaining of ghosts.
Yeah, he stopped, he complained a lot over the phone. He stopped complaining when we approached the house. In fact, I don't think he said a word. It's like he froze.
Sonder says nothing. This is.
Maybe that's the sign of the ghost. I don't think it was. I think maybe, just maybe, we come off as more intense than, they're used to. Huh? Karsh looks over to
Karsh
Sonder.
doesn't get it.
Like, isn't that sort of the point? Like, you want to hunt ghosts, you gotta look the part, right? Looks over to Sonder.
Sonder looks at Tyr.
I suppose so, yes. Well, where did you get that mask again? Pointing to the scary mask on Karsh's face. Karsh points at Sonder immediately.
Sonder looks at Tyr. The fucking glow of his eyes.
Yeah, they just
Bright
stare at
and
each other for a
challenging. Challenging him like, yeah. He does not confirm or deny the masks.
You like masks, Sonder?
Sonder looks at Tyr and take or leave him.
Seems like you've been leaving a lot of them around the tide.
Sonder considers this as like, not every member of the tide can see ghosts, Tyr.
I guess not. Just the same, if it's going to be part of our uniform.
That wasn't really the intention.
Where have you been getting them? Peeks over to the side.
Sonder looks at Tyr. What are you worried about it for?
I'm not worried about it. I'm just thinking,
I'm worried about it?
Oh,
Sounds like you're worried about
I see. You want a match, huh? Karsh says, elbowing Tyr. Just- Listen, if we're all wearing masks, he leans over to Sonder. Sonder, you don't need the mask to see ghosts. Why are you wearing one?
Sonder tilts his head. It keeps people off my case.
And that's exactly the reason why I want one as well. Too straight.
Sonder sighs and he's like, I'll talk to him.
Oh.
Thank you very much, Captain. Karsh is like, eh. Just travels behind, letting out a laugh.
You three head out into the night. Well, day, actually. As a few hours pass, you get all your general tide work done, all these official business stuff. Sonder, you have to watch fucking Julius Tyr do his thing. You know
Yes,
how
you
it
do.
be.
Does
And
he?
then-
Does Sonder have to be there for that?
Sonder does.
Does
Oh,
legally.
no.
Sonder, you eventually, though,
On record, he doesn't want to be there for that.
makes your way back to your apartment. And you walk up, you crack open your door, and you head inside. What do you do when you're inside, Sonder?
He searches
Yeah,
for the little dude.
the little dude?
He does a quick internal search for the little dude to make sure it's gone.
I won't even make you roll. I can confirm for you right now. The little dude is indeed gone right now.
Right now, thank you. What about externally? Is it now that it's free? Is it following him?
Oh, actually. You are 100% by yourself right now.
All right. He considers this a good thing for now. After
Yeah.
all, he did tell Momozawa that he's not interested in orbiters.
Sonder,
Uh,
you continue into your apartment, and you just keep going, eventually heading into your back office with that's also like a kitchen and also like a bathroom linked to it. And also like there's two ovens. And then also there's like a cabinet that's like laying on its side. Doesn't make a
Listen,
lot of sense, does it?
don't worry too much about the interior. If nobody comes back here. This is his house.
Yep. You eventually continue, and you continue through, cracking open your door. You continue to walk.
That's a little.
You pat your little thing, it does a little bobble. Continue forward. You look at the window.
You do.
You look into the window, and
There's the
you,
glittering light of the casino.
yeah, and you once again just see yourself in the mirror, as per usual. Yep,
Yeah,
still Sonder.
that's him.
Anyways, you got better things to do than look at yourself, though.
He looks around all of his various case files and sits down on the bed and decides, you know what? Maybe he'll sleep tonight.
Sonder, you get into your bed, and you take a nice rest. That's where we're ending that.